But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning. Excuse me. Stupid voice is all dry from chanting last night.
What were you chanting?
I went to meditation.
Oh.
You fucking meditate, you chant for a while, and my voice gets nice and dry. Fuck.
Thought you were at home watching sports.
Why would I be watching sports yesterday?
Chanting.
Oh. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I didn't know you were meditating.
Giants lost to the Redskins last night. I couldn't be happier. Not a Giants fan.
Yeah, and I like Robert Griffin. Is it Griffin or Griffith? RG3.
It's RG3.
I like him.
RG3's a damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
The Jets need a guy like RG3. What was the final score last night? 17-16, right? It was a really good game. Good morning. It's Opie and Jim Norton today, with Sam possibly piping in. Oh, that's the audience, Sam. Sorry, I had to do their part.
It's okay. They need a voice, too.
I got to start by saying I'm completely horrified by the front page of the New York Post here in New York
That's
City.
exactly the story I'm looking at.
I'm completely horrified by the picture. This I guess it's a New York Post photographer, just happened to be on the subway tracks.
Yeah.
I just tweeted the picture if you want to see it on my Twitter there, Opie Radio. I rarely tweet front pages of papers, but this one is just fucking horrifying.
It's also amazing to me. The photographer said that he was taking these pictures to get the flash to warn the...
Nah.
He saw this as an opportunity for a great picture. How about somebody tries to pull this guy... And I understand it's scary to get near the train like that.
Right.
Because you don't want to get pulled onto the tracks.
Yeah.
But how about a few people run over and pull this guy up off the tracks?
Well, if you see the other pictures, it looks like they had time to pull him up. And it looks like the photographer was the closest to this person. So all he had to do was reach over and go, "Give me your fucking hand. I'm going to pull you to safety."
Yeah, this guy was a little bit dazed.
Anyway, the cover, it says, "Pushed on the subway track. This man is about to die," and then in big letters, "Doomed." And the photograph basically is a guy on the subway tracks. He's trying to get up over the edge. He's got his left elbow on the edge, and he's turned toward the subway train that is barreling down on him. It's the Q train. You see the fucking, I just call them headlights. I don't know I guess they're just called headlights of the subway. And then you see the driver with his eyes just illuminated like he's a bat.
That's terrible.
This is literally less than a second from when the subway train hit him.
And also the animal...
killed him. Killed him.
Yeah. The animal who threw him in was probably still in the vicinity. He was some...
They don't have him.
No, but they have pictures of him.
Yeah, they'll get him.
This fucking animal. He's probably homeless, but I think that guy was still in the area because you could see in one of the pictures, you can see the guy vaguely on the tracks.
Right.
And then you could see this fucking animal standing up on the platform, and then beyond this guy is people.
Right.
So it's almost like to go too close to this guy to help him up was the guy who threw him on the tracks, who was a crazy guy, was right there. So I guess I understand why people didn't run over.
Yeah, Queen's dad pushed to his death by madman in Times Square Station.
That's fucking horrible.
But, I have some questions for the photographer because he seems to be the one that's closest to this man as he's trying to get back up on the platform. Just a horrifying picture. Horrifying.
Yep. And I hate to say it, because I know Ant would say it if he was here, but if someone could have shot that guy, and I'm not, again, an NRA guy, but if somebody could have shot this animal,
right,
somebody would have been able to pull this guy up off the tracks. Yeah. Instead of everybody just stand. And I understand why people stand there, because it's not like it's 10 friends out together. You're all strangers.
Right.
You can't just become a group and a force of one sometimes. It's hard to do.
Man, I mean, a whole group of people.
But that is the weird thing.
And they're all just trying to warn the conductor. And, I mean, you need a lot of room to stop those subway trains.
And meanwhile, nobody wanted to just run and tackle this fucking savage and pull this guy up off the tracks.
I would like to think I would be the guy that runs and tackles this guy. I don't know, man.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't know.
But if there's 10 of you,
It's easy to say, oh, I would attack them, because most people would say that. But now I'm trying to really think deep about this, and I don't know, man. I got 2 kids now, which changes your mindset a little bit, too.
I don't know if you'd really be able to organize and all attack it. Like, you're talking about 5 seconds.
No, but it's the instinct that people do. It's the point that, and I'm not saying I would do it.
Yeah, I'm not questioning these people in the background, because they're all leaning over trying to get the attention of the driver of the subway train. But I question the photographer, man. He seems really close, and it seems like that's just one arm, and you could get this guy up over the edge.
Yeah, but look where this fucking animal is standing.
You think
look where the arrow is? If we're looking in the post here, and you can see the guy on the tracks. It's a little teeny blurb in this one shot.
Right.
But right up to the left of him on the platform is the guy. So you would have to go between the attacker and the train tracks to pull this guy. And I understand why you wouldn't want to risk being pushed in front of a train.
Yeah.
But this guy should have learned from that one guy and just laid flat. You know, I guess he was too dazed to get up himself.
Go ahead.
They're saying he might have been drunk, too.
Yeah, there's one witness says...
Which, the animal was drunk?
No,
the guy.
The guy who died.
What?
There's one witness, at least one, that says he was the aggressor, and he was starting shit with this homeless guy, and the cops found a bottle of vodka on the dead guy.
There's audio we have.
We got audio of the story?
Well, it's not the story, it's the actual argument. Because like what Travis was saying, apparently the homeless guy was like yelling at people.
Right. It's just being I'm
a vagrant.
Yeah, vagrant. Yeah.
And
how do you get audio?
This guy went up to him and started saying, leave these people alone. And then the guy who got pushed on the track.
But who was recording this?
Some passerby on the subway that was waiting for the train took out their phone and started recording like 10 seconds of the two of them arguing.
Leave me the f alone. Take your motherfucking ass over there, stand in line, wait for the R train, that's it.
That's the guy that ended up dead?
No, the guy saying leave me alone is the homeless guy. Saying, take your ass over there, get out of my face.
He doesn't
leave me
sound
alone.
like a typical homeless guy. Hold on, let me hear that again.
Or, I don't know.
Leave me the f alone. Take your motherfucking ass over there, stand in line, wait for the R train, that's it.
Yeah, that was the guy who pushed him.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe this guy was one of these homeless guys just yelling at people, which they do. Most times they don't touch you. I mean, and maybe this guy was drunk and went up and goes, what, and started.
Well, this guy apparently had just gotten into a fight with his wife.
Who?
The guy who got pushed on the tracks.
God.
Because he
Which is
drinks too
terrible.
much.
Right, and then he went out and he was drinking. And then,
Started messing with the homeless guy for whatever reason. The homeless guy turns around and pushes him on the tracks.
I think it sounds like he kind of wanted to be a hero
Fuck them all then.
and be like, stop fucking with these people.
The guy's still an animal for pushing him on the track.
Of course
Of
he
course.
is. Of
Yeah,
course.
you don't pick someone up
Of
and throw them on
course.
the tracks.
Of course. Wow.
And then, but the guy pushed him on the tracks. Like, he didn't just, like, shove him and say, get away from me. Like, he waited until the announcement, the train is coming,
You know
and he
what?
picked him up and launched him. So he wanted him to get hit by the train.
You know what? I feel a little better now. I thought
Because
I just thought it was just a completely innocent guy with a family, just minding his own business, and then this animal comes from behind and just pushes him on the track. Now that I know there was a little confrontation, obviously the guy shouldn't have died and all that, but I just feel just slightly better about the situation.
Because he did make a mistake. Like, you could say, well, I wouldn't make that mistake,
'Cause
so
it-
I wouldn't get pushed.
Yes.
Yeah, because
You
it
don't talk
horrifies
to the
me.
homeless people.
Living in New York City, it horrifies me. People do die for doing absolutely nothing. You're walking
Right.
down the street, a homeless guy takes a brick and hits you over the head with it and all that crap. I mean, it's still a tragic situation here, but I don't feel as bad now. Is that
no,
all right?
it's because Sam said it. It's a this. When you see this cover, it's helpless.
Right.
Because like to be thrown on the track so helplessly, it's unavoidable. It's why the media or why people try to figure out why guys like James Holmes shoot up theaters.
Right.
Because we want to not feel so helpless. Like, but with this, when you realize he argued, you're like, oh, I wouldn't have been helpless because I wouldn't have done that. Like that,
Right.
I could have
Yeah.
avoided that. Whereas if he had just thrown him on the tracks for no reason, it's a
Right.
hopeless feeling.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a confrontation, it doesn't mean you should be thrown on the subway tracks and killed. Of
No, of
course.
course.
But as a human being, you feel a little better about it because you're like, this guy could have absolutely avoided this.
Yeah.
Every time I'm on the subway tracks, I always make sure there's a wall at my back.
Always. You know, far away, say, from the yellow line?
Huh?
Like, how far away you have to stay from that yellow line?
I walk away from people to begin with because I don't trust anyone in that situation. Subways are just a strange place to begin with. And then I'll lean to see if the train's coming and all that, and I'll be at the yellow line. And then I'll go, what am I doing? And then I back all the way up, and I lean up against the wall until the train comes. Every single fucking time.
Every time.
Because no matter where you are, there's always a couple fucking strange people down there that you just aren't sure of.
The worst are the tracks or the platforms where there's tracks on both sides. Because then
There's nowhere
there's
to
no
stand.
wall. I always try to just stand as directly in the middle as humanly
Yeah.
possible.
Are you just running around until the train comes?
Yeah, just
I hug the girders,
yeah.
whatever they're called. I just hug that.
I just hold the tops of the benches really tight.
Well, that's why I think in Japan, all of the subway tracks are glassed off, and the glass doors only open when the subway is right there.
Like at the airport.
Yeah.
Well, that would be smart, but that would never happen in New York City. They can't even figure out how to keep this profitable. Now they're going to make glass walls? Of course not.
It just doesn't happen often enough. Like for that
There's
to
so much
happen.
corruption in New
It's a
York.
once-a-year thing,
There's so
maybe.
much corruption in New York City. You think we're going to get glass walls ever? Of course not.
No.
We can't even be told when the train is coming.
It's still just shitty fucking subway trains. They show you a brand new one every once in a while. Like, see, look at this.
Yeah.
Great.
There are some subway trains that are 60 years old and aren't going to be replaced for another 10 or 15
Oh,
years.
really?
Yeah.
But you go to some of these other cities and everything's brand fucking new.
Very rarely do you hear, like, Patrice had a funny bit on the woman who was leaning in and got pushed off by the maniac. Once in a while, a maniac will push someone on the tracks, or something like this happens, but very rarely do you hear guy who was attempting to hug the wall dragged off and thrown.
Yeah.
Very rarely
Right.
do you have a full man fighting. When you're fighting for your, I imagine if you're getting thrown on the tracks, you're fighting for your life.
Right.
I don't think that happens very often.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're on a platform. You're the least convenient guy to be thrown onto the track.
Yeah.
Of course. You widen your stance. You do everything possible.
It's scary, though, man.
It's
I mean,
scary down there. It really is. And then you get on the subway train, you look around like, all right, who's the maniac on this particular train?
Do you know how many times
And
I have to
sometimes
change
it's
cars
me.
in the morning?
You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Well, I go through some really not good sections of Brooklyn. And the crazy people get on all the time and just start yelling, and you just gotta move.
But they're yelling at you, or just
No, just yelling in general, about whatever's going on in their life.
I'm not scared of those type of people whatsoever. The ones that yell and scream they're harmless. It's the ones that are quiet that you got to worry about
I'm
always.
just more concerned about getting a little nap before I get into this.
sometimes the yeller. It depends on what they're yelling. Like I'll watch. Like I was in a cab the other day, and I was watching this homeless guy yell at people. Not necessarily at people, just yelling, but everyone that was walking by and around him. He wasn't touching people. Like they always have that little moment where they show you that they're not as crazy.
Yeah.
They're just kind of being. This is what the guy by the old XM building who would always yell and they're just being dicks,
Right.
and they're nuts. But they're usually not going to grab somebody.
Wait, which guy over at XM?
I just saw him recently. I don't know how long.
Which
he was-
one?
I don't know. I saw him from across the street.
We had a yelling guy?
Yeah, but he might not have been there all along. I might just see him more because I go home that way sometimes.
Oh, okay.
If I'm walking by the Brooklyn Diner.
Yeah. So there you go. The front page of the paper. Bravo to the New York Post, but I want to talk to the photographer.
But I get why
got
he didn't help him,
questions.
though. I get when I saw where the guy was.
Yeah.
I understand why the photographer wouldn't risk
Well,
his
he
life.
claims in that article that he was just flashing away trying to get the.
Well,
That is complete
That's
bullshit.
a, that's a
You don't
lie.
believe
No,
that?
that's a lie.
You don't think he was trying to get a front
Fuck
page?
no.
That's a lie.
And that makes me want question what the fuck was his motive, because he knew he had to come up with a reason why he was snapping photographs in that situation.
Look at the
instead of
framing.
helping.
The framing
The
of this
framing
picture,
is perfect.
It's not like it's not like it's
You
a
don't think he
picture.
was just willy nilly.
No, it's
clicking
perfect
away?
for the front page of the paper.
He's thinking Pulitzer Prize right here.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking. It's perfect. If you know anything about photography, this is a perfect shot.
It's thirds.
Would you Instagram that?
You always got to go thirds. He's got the thirds.
Yeah, he's got the guy and then the blank space and then the train.
Although the guy who makes the front page fucked up his thirds.
How's that?
Well, on the website, you got the thirds. You got the people in the background on the left side all going, waving, going, what the fuck, help? And then you got the train right in the middle, dead center. And then on the final third of the photograph, you got the guy. It's a perfect photograph.
You know
It
what
really
he's
is.
doing.
But there is no what I mean by pack mentality is that group, like there's a movie called The Incident with Martin Sheen. It's his first movie, I think, with Jeff Boat Bridges in it. And I talked to him about it when he called, where Martin Sheen and Tony Masante play these, like, it's 67. They play these thugs
Yeah.
who come onto the train. They're terrorizing the train car. And there's There's a black couple. There's Ed McMahon is in it, him and his wife with their little baby. There's all these different couples. And these two thugs are kind of terrorizing them individually, and nobody is standing up to them. And it's a statement about the fact that we will all just watch each other get harassed instead of as a group. And, you know, of course, finally, fucking Bo Bridges, who has a broken arm, stands up and fucking smashes him with his cast.
Because you're just going to add a lot of shit to your day. That's what goes through everyone's mind.
It's going to be more complicated.
Every time, like, an old lady falls, you know, on the streets, I'm there to help. But I'll wait a couple seconds, hoping that someone is faster than me. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And then they have to get them together and walk them to where they need to be and all that. I'm thinking, wow, man, that would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I would miss work or something.
Yeah.
And I think
Don't we all think that way?
Well, that guy Joe, remember the guy Joe who got stabbed in a train?
Right.
Defending those people, like, you know, I don't think I would be that guy. I'm not a hero.
No way.
I'm not. He was a tougher guy than I am, but
I think most human instinct is survival. And you're just thinking about, how do I stay safe?
yeah, I agree.
I'll be fine. And there's just like a few people like that guy who will stand up and be a hero.
Most human instinct is you got a track. You leave your house and you got a particular track you follow, meaning your routine, and you don't want that interrupted whatsoever.
Right.
And you get really bummed and pissed off if somebody gets in your way and interrupts that.
Because you're seeing that old lady fall, and you go, this is not 30 seconds of me going and picking her up. This
Right.
is 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And I don't have the 10 minutes at the moment.
Exactly. And if they're bleeding or something, now you know you got to stay with them until, like, help arrives.
Or
and
you
you're
might
like,
have to take them. You might have to go to the hospital with them.
No
What
one-
if you're a witness to something?
Right. No one feels good helping.
But I mean, not the helping. I mean I mean this. Not that. I mean an instinct. Like, you've seen what a mob can do. Like, when the mob mentality does exist. Like when you see a picture of people rioting.
Well, 9/11. They got together on the plane,
Oh, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
but that doesn't happen often.
No.
You gotta feel complete desperation, and then something happens with the people around you, and then you get that mob mentality, like, holy fuck, okay, we can possibly do something here.
But you have to know you're saving yourself as well as everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah, all those people on that plane knew we're definitely dying.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to crash this plane. We have to do something because that's the only thing.
But look at a riot. Look at a riot or anything outside where just a group of people. You know, in the Middle East is a good example. You know, they're all screaming. When you get that many people together to do something, you can get a group of people together quickly. It's like, how do you get everybody to lock on the same thing immediately, which is fucking pulling this guy up? Or just if 10 or 12 people are running at that guy, men and women,
Right.
that guy's in trouble.
I have an example, and this certainly isn't going to make me look good. But fuck it.
no.
It's great for the radio. I was up early one morning, right? And I'm walking to Starbucks. Six in the morning. This is a while ago. Hopefully they can't question me. I see a guy at a red light, completely asleep in a work van, completely asleep, and the car starts moving forward. There's no traffic, and he's absolutely asleep. I can't wake him up. I'm watching this go down now. I'm like, holy fuck, the car's now moving. The guy's completely out, whether he was drinking all night, partying, or just tired from his job. And I see him just completely, do I really want to say that again? Roll into a parked car. Just rolls into it. Now I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I just want to get coffee. What do I do? Like, do I write down the license plate? Do I call the cops?
well, what did he do after he rolled into the park?
I watched him, and he woke up, and like, holy fuck, I just crashed into this car. Did significant damage to the back bumper of this car. The one thing I was thinking the whole time was, why wasn't I recording this? I couldn't get my phone out in time. And the guy got himself together, backed up, and pulled away. I had time to write his license plate down, write the license plate down of the car he hit. I did none of that.
You didn't write the
Because
guy?
I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want, because I started fast forwarding. Look, I'm saying this makes me look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sharing. But I was thinking ahead, going, this is like, this is gonna be like 2 hours of my fucking morning. I don't want to deal with this.
All you had to do was write down the guy's license plate and say, this is the plate of the car that hit you.
No,
And
man.
just put it on the windshield
No.
wipers.
Maybe.
That's a good idea.
And then just walk
Maybe.
away. That's
Who
exactly
has
what I
paper
would
and a
do.
pen with them, though?
That happened. To
I
me
didn't
once.
have paper and a pen.
Write it on the back of a receipt
And
at
I wasn't
Starbucks.
thinking bare minimum. I'm thinking, all right, I got to call like 911 or something. Now I got to wait for somebody to come, and They got to write up the whole report.
Do you know how long
I-
you would have waited if you called 911 and said a guy hit a parked car and kept going and there's a little damage? Like they would have laughed at you.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't memorize the license plates.
You got a little
Phone.
Phone, you text it to yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
I probably should have taken pictures of the license plates really fast. But then I felt bad for the guy.
who fell asleep.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it was more of a situation that he was a guy working really hard to the point where he was exhausted and fell asleep on the way home.
He still should have
didn't
done the
look-
right thing,
He
though.
didn't look like he was a partier.
But you know how fucking pissed I would be if I parked my car and there was a van dent in the side of it from some asshole.
It was
who fell
more
asleep.
like the back right bumper, but it was significant. He hit him at a pretty good clip, a pretty good roll.
because some dick fell asleep and now I'm stuck for that.
I
My
know.
car's
That's
just
true.
parked,
Look,
and there's a dent in
Look,
it.
I told you it wasn't going to look good.
Well, a lot of guys
But-
don't want
but
to get involved.
But it brings up the point that you figured out in your head. Do I really want to waste 2 hours because this idiot just fucking fell asleep and hit a parked car?
You know, Opie, not only would I waste the 2 hours, but I would pursue the vehicle.
You would.
I would pursue the vehicle and try to get an officer involved.
we do have proof of Jimmy.
Although
That shows you what getting involved does. It's a waste of time.
Look, I'm a piece of shit because I probably should have done something, but I'm sitting there going, I just Saturday morning I go to Starbucks, I read a couple papers, I just relax before my kid gets up. At the time it was one kid.
So you're sitting there going, I only have maybe 90 minutes of free time in my whole weekend.
To me, it wasn't worth the time. I'll
precious.
be honest. But if he hit somebody, if it was more of a crime, then yes, of course I would have had to do something.
You got to think path of
But I
least
started
resistance.
weighing it in my head. I'm like, I don't want. I started getting mad. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
You got to at least
I'm not
write
getting involved.
You got to write a note next time. You just have to, just so that at least so the driver can do
I
something.
don't
about
have
it.
a pen. I don't have a paper. I'm telling you, it's like 6 a.m, just as the sun's coming up. So it was in the summer, I guess, and
Yeah, but you're
and
going
no
to,
one's around.
You're going to Starbucks, so just write it on the back of a receipt and put it on the guy's windshield wiper.
Oh God, goody two shoes.
It's just a little note. I saw a guy fall asleep.
Who's with me? Who wouldn't do anything in that situation?
I'm with both of you because I understand why you didn't. Because I would look at it and go, ugh. And then I understand what Sam is saying too. It would be 50-50. One day I would get the pen and go fuck this because I can be very motivated. And another day, if he ran over a fucking infant, I would just go, not my business.
I probably wouldn't do it, but
Son of a
I was
bitch.
in the exact same situation. Somebody hit my car while it was parked, and somebody left a note with the guy's license plate, and I was very happy.
And you called?
Yes.
What happened? What happened when you got the guy? Did he deny it?
We filed out a police report. And
What was his answer?
A whole bunch of stuff.
Oh.
I'm still waiting to hear back.
I do have another. I do have another situation, and it probably weighed on why I didn't do anything in this situation. I just remember this. Also, quickly, just to wrap that part of it up, the car was a little shitty too that he hit.
Yeah, but that means the guy probably has no cash to fix it.
Yeah, but who cares?
He does. It's
It
his
wasn't a
car.
brand new car.
It wasn't a brand new car.
It's his
either.
ride.
It wasn't like a hardworking stiff that got some money together and got a nice car payment going. It was like kind of a crappier car too.
He needs the. I mean, he
So I'm
can't.
thinking, no, the car was drivable still.
I'm sure it was drivable, but there's a van dent in the back of it.
I remember this. Now, this goes back before I had kids. I was out with my now wife, and we were walking back to my apartment when I lived somewhere else down a side street. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not right. I'm trying to remember this because I haven't thought about this in a while. I was parking. Okay, I was parking down a side street. I was trying to find parking. And I saw this old guy with his older wife trying to parallel park and take out a motorcycle. Completely take it out. Like they back up into motorcycles all the time in New York City. The bike was still standing, but it had significant damage.
Oh, it didn't get knocked over?
I saw this go down, and I confronted the guy, and I did get involved, right? And I'm like, what the hell? And he's trying to walk away from the situation. I did write his license plate down, right? Mm-hmm. He walks into the building, and I'm having a conversation with this guy, and he's like getting mad at me because I saw what he did. He turns around, comes back, and he goes, know what I'm going to do? And he points right in my face. He had to be like pushing 70. He goes, know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell him you did it. And then writes my license plate down.
Wow.
And he was going to leave a note saying, this is the car that hit your fucking motorcycle.
What a piece of shit.
He was a complete piece of
He's
shit.
an
That's a
asshole.
great example of why you don't get involved.
So
But-
now I'm like, holy fuck, I got to move my car.
Well, he's a dickhead, but you could do it without a confrontation.
So
Yeah, like without telling him.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, without telling the guy who did it that you're going to do it.
Probably, but I saw it all go down, and I got so fucking pissed that this guy backed right up into this guy's motorcycle and wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm going to tell him you did it, and then writes my license plate down. I'm like, what? You're fucking insane. I didn't do this.
I'm surprised you didn't fight him at that point.
Well, I've had a few fist fights on the streets. I'm trying to be better.
Yeah, but when he's like, I'm blaming you. I know you didn't do it, but you are going to get blamed for it.
And he did it exactly like that. He really got to me. He's like, I'm going to tell him you did it. I'm like, what? Because I'm pointing out that you're an asshole?
Yeah. He's like, what are you going to do?
So, long story short, this is many years, but I do remember that I had to move my car and now find another spot.
And it's not easy to find spots.
Thank you. Yeah. Travis knows. It's almost impossible. Yeah. So I finally found a spot. I'm like, fuck, I can't park anywhere near this motorcycle now. And then I remember going back, and there was a note, and he did do the right thing. I don't have a great end to the story. He did do the right thing and say, I hit your motorcycle. Here's my phone number. Maybe he fucking left a fake number. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he didn't have my license plate on the fucking note that he left.
You probably made him feel bad.
But at first, he's like, I'm telling him you did it.
Like a little kid. Like a little kid. He got defensive at first, and then he felt bad. So he's like, okay.
He was obviously drunk and just backed right into his fucking motorcycle.
And that also goes to show how hard parking is to find, because anyone else would have backed into a motorcycle and then found parking somewhere else. You don't just stay there, you know?
No, he parked it.
Yeah.
He parked it.
I would have just left.
Pretty much right next to the motorcycle. I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
He just backed into a motorcycle.
So I remember that, and that's probably why I didn't get involved with this thing.
Yeah.
Because it always doesn't work out in your favor.
The only way to do
Next thing you know, they're pointing fingers at you going, oh, well, maybe you hit this fucking car.
That's true. You don't want to be a witness to something and then you're a suspect.
Right.
I found, I'm trying to think of when I did it, but when you're trying to stop something from happening, like a fight on the street, I think the way to approach it, and again, a crazy person's a crazy person, but if it's with two people, both who are fairly rational or just acting crazy, the way to approach it is like, even if it's a guy hitting a woman or a guy going to hit another guy, instead of siding with the victim and going, hey, you can't hurt that person, because now you're making yourself a target.
Yeah.
You come at it from the angle of like, dude, hey, like the cops have been called. You're going to go to jail. Just fucking get the fuck out of here. Just stop it.
Right.
I think there's a different way to approach it. Like, a lot of people approach it like in a confrontational way, so now you just make yourself the target, which is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at avoiding that stuff. I haven't been beaten up in probably my whole life.
I think I was confrontational with. I think I remember. I think I was confrontational with the older guy, but I was pissed. I'm like, seriously, you just took out this motorcycle and you're just gonna walk away without doing anything?
I'll never stop a fight, and I'll never actually confront someone. I'm a pussy, but if there's a way to do it without involving anyone, then I'll do it. I'll write a note or I'll call or whatever.
Let me go to Brett in New Jersey. Brett.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, so I'm in college. It's about 20 years ago. It's 1 in the morning. I'm sitting out on my balcony, and I'm smoking some substances that weren't deemed legal at the time. And I look down into the parking lot, and I see this big-ass red Ford truck smacking into 3 or 4 cars in the parking lot. So at the time, I figured I wasn't going to call the cops just because I didn't want them to really question what I saw, nor did I want to get in trouble for said substances. So the next morning, I see the guys out there checking out their cars. I walk over and I say, listen, I saw what happened last night, but I didn't want to call because I was a little bit under the influence.
So did.
Next thing you know, the cops are in my house. They're taking the report. And about 2 weeks later, I'm subpoenaed to show up in court to testify against this guy. They tracked him down. They found the damage on his car. They found the pin on his car.
Yeah, now it's a big waste of time for you.
I'm taking off from college classes to go to court to testify against this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. Like, the inconvenience and stuff like that. Like, smaller towns, they always say that people in the city are so, you guys are so detached from everything. And there's a part of them that's right, because you get involved in every weird thing you see. You're going to do nothing but get involved in weird shit, because there's always something. If it's not something like this guy's talking about, it's a homeless guy yelling at somebody, or it's somebody bumping into somebody's car. There's always some shit happening that you can fucking... You would lose a lot of your day if you were just constantly being involved with other people's fuck-ups.
It is exhausting to live in New York City. There's always something going on.
And you're always afraid.
Always.
You're going to, A, get swallowed up by this fucking awful, giant, fucking anonymous place.
Right.
And B, that somebody's going to murder you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go to Tony in Brooklyn. Thank God I found a couple people that did the exact same thing I did. Here's one. Tony in Brooklyn, go ahead.
About 6 weeks ago, I was driving on Bowery heading north to the Midtown Tunnel to go back out of the city, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had like so much shit to do. I watched this Chinaman walk across the street, and all of a sudden this black BMW goes, boom, hits the guy. The guy goes 6 feet in the air over the BMW, and then just skids on the pavement. I was like, holy fuck, man, I'll never get out of here if I don't get the fuck out of here. One, for the traffic that whole thing cost, because I just like kind of rolled by him, and 2, I didn't want to stop and get a cop. I was like, figured somebody else will take care of this.
Wait,
I don't want to be bothered.
Oh, sorry, the guy was walking, or he hit him with a car?
The Chinaman was walking and he got hit by a BMW. This guy's in a car and he's thinking to himself, fuck, this is going to take all day. So he rolled out of the situation. But he did say something that a lot of us do say. Somebody else will take care of it.
A guy getting hit by a car, I think I would always stop for that.
I would have to stop for that.
A guy getting almost killed? I'm not that.
But the logic is there, Tony. I hear you. A lot of people would go, you know what? Someone else will take care of this. I know someone else will. It's a crowded area.
Especially in New York City.
Right.
Do you know what, though?
There's probably at least 20 witnesses. I could roll out of this situation and not, waste my entire day.
I think all of us are like that, because that's why when someone does something, we call them a hero.
Right.
We don't say guy does regular thing. We're like, oh my God, somebody helped.
Right. You just assume someone will help, and if there's a lot of people around, the odds are, yes, a lot of people are going to fucking help.
Hey, Jimmy, to your point about getting in the fight, I was coming out of the ski bar, which is like, used to be on 92nd and 6th, like 20 years ago. I'm sorry, 92nd. Some guy was beating the shit out of his girl. So my buddy went up to him and said, blah, 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 he ends up like, next thing you know, like 12 guys come flying up the block. And we get in a fight. It's 3 on 12, and I have to go to work with a shiner and a busted nose on Monday.
Yeah.
Shirt and tie. It was like Fight Club.
Did your friend get involved aggressively though, or did he go, "Come on, man, will you stop this shit?" Or did he?
No. He's like, "Oh, you like hitting girls?
Oh,
you like getting fucking hit?" And he yoked them.
Right.
5 minutes later, 12 guys come flying up the block, and now I look like Fight Club on Monday morning.
Okay, yeah, that's not the way to approach it. You like hitting girls is not the way to approach it, because you don't know what she did. She may have hit him first.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen, have a good day.
All right, man. There you go.
You try to stop it and go, look, just don't do this here. What are you doing? You're in the street. Don't do it here.
Yeah.
And then just to stop it from happening at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Just don't do it in front of my face.
But you try to tap into, again, unless they're a maniac, the self-interest of the person doing the horrible thing. Because even if you're throwing a beating, nobody wants to get arrested and go to jail. Most people don't want that.
That guy saw a Chinaman get hit by a BMW and just assumed someone else would take care of the situation.
That's the same thinking, like you said. Everybody thinks that, well, somebody else is going to say something,
and
so
they will.
I don't need to.
But they will.
But they might not. I mean,
I started this conversation when an old lady falls, and it happens a lot in New York City, You look around like, oh, okay, she's got it.
She's got it. She's okay.
Even though I probably should have been the first responder, I'm like, wait a minute. If I just wait a few seconds. Okay, she's got it. Good.
But there are multiple famous rape cases where literally dozens of people heard women screaming and nobody called anyone because they all assumed the other person would.
I don't know about that.
It's true.
Man, I mean, but every time you try to stop one of these things, you're putting your life in danger, too. And then if you add to the fact that you have kids or something...
All you got to do is call.
Your mindset changes, man.
Go far away from the scenario and just call the police.
If you see something, say something.
That's
if you
right.
see something,
well, I saw something.
Say something, but you didn't say nothing.
I felt bad for the guy that was asleep.
You said, "Whoa!"
And the other thing was just a car. I didn't know that person. It was just their car.
Yeah, but if you woke up and your car was smashed, you'd be fucking heated.
Of course.
So why couldn't you see place that emotion onto this other person and be like, I would want somebody to help me out. I'm going to help them out.
Do unto others?
That's right. That's right, Travis.
Let's say hi to Jim in New York. Jim.
Hey, buddy, I'm right here.
Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's up, buddy?
So I'm taking a cab across town the other day, as I do every day.
Oh, rich guy doesn't need the train.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm actually parked in my car right now, about to get in the cab. And we make a right, and my cab driver absolutely plows into another cab who was just kind of sitting in the middle of the road. I literally unbelt, get out, and walk away smiling. Didn't pay a red cent. Didn't get halfway to where I was going, and I'm like, fuck this. Oh, sorry. I am not hanging around waiting to deal with two cabbies.
Yeah.
Who knows they got licenses? I'm not going to spend the next 2 hours of my day sitting here waiting for the cops to show up for this. I am like, no chance in the world. But it was amazing because it took 0.2 of a second for my brain to realize all of this and know all of this. And I was done.
That's done. That's different.
And you're bringing up a situation that happens a lot in New York City. Yes, you'll see two cabs or a cab hit anything else, and you see that person still hanging out in the cab. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You're going to wait around as they file police reports and shit?
Well, I got to pay my fare.
Yeah, what cracks me up, though, is it took 0.2 of a second for my mind to know, open the door, walk away, leave, don't even pay, who cares? And I was gone.
See, I brought up an ugly situation today, but it is part of human nature. There's a lot of people that definitely look at the situation and think, is it worth my time?
Yeah.
Here's another. Thank you, sir.
But
Let
you
me
can't
go.
actually think about what you're doing with your time because it's always useless. Like you're just going to the coffee. You're going to get coffee and read a paper.
That to me, that wasn't useless.
But
that's what I'm trying to say. To me, it's everything to have just a couple hours in the morning to chill out.
And to the guy, you thought his bumper was everything, but now it's all smushed.
But then I felt bad for the guy that was asleep.
Why?
Because he looked like a hardworking guy, and he probably couldn't afford an insurance situation.
What if he was drunk
even,
on the job?
He probably wasn't even insured.
He could probably afford a cup of coffee to drive home and keep himself awake.
I don't know. It didn't look like that. Will in Wisconsin. What's up, Will?
Yeah, mine. The one that I saw, I was sitting at a red light with another guy, and this car blows a red light. His little Toyota Corolla gets T-boned by an Oldsmobile. Russian lady with her kid in the car. She jumps out. She's screaming and hollering in Russian, worried about her kid. The guy in the Corolla got bounced around in the Corolla. We go running over to that guy because we could see that he was in bad shape. He was bleeding. We opened up the car door. The car stunk of alcohol. So we're looking for something to mop up the blood because his eyebrow is hanging down over his eye and shit. And we grabbed his keys and opened up the trunk, and there's a cop uniform and a gun in the trunk of the town that we live in, or that I live in. And me and this dude just looked at each other, looked over at the Russian lady, who by this time the son is trying to console her, and just said, fuck it, we're out of here because I don't want to be a part of this shit. And we just left them sitting there and took off.
A part of what, though? It would have been it's just two close to each other.
Yeah, but it's a local cop in a small town.
Yeah,
that's a plot of a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but I wouldn't go as far as this guy did.
He
Like,
panicked a little bit.
I wouldn't go and run and open up the car door and try to clean up the body of somebody. Like, what is he doing?
You're trying to help.
I mean, you want to talk about getting involved too much. You call 911 and say there was an accident, I'm leaving.
It was before cell phones, man. There was no cell phones.
Yeah, it's easier with cell phones now.
We were trying to help the guy. I mean, he was bleeding. He was kind of out of it, but I think he was more drunk than anything. And like I said, once we saw the uniform, it was like, no, I ain't gonna get involved with this because the cops are cops. They follow the thin blue line. They watch out for each other. And I live in that town. There was no way in hell I was going to get involved in that.
All right.
There's logic there. You get a little nervous, right?
Hell yeah.
All right, buddy.
Have a good day.
Thank you, man. Phones are lit.
People love not helping other people.
I knew I wasn't the only one.
I get the instinct, but I think you got to try to do at least the bare minimum. Because otherwise nobody's going to help you out.
Well, they don't.
I don't know if karma means anything because if it did, this guy wouldn't have gotten thrown to his death. Karma's shit. It's like no matter how good you are, you get fucked over. I don't believe in karma.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but you can't expect people to help you then.
I don't expect anyone to help me. Are you kidding me?
No, if you got some shit happen to you, like if you woke up and your car was smashed and there were people walking around, you'd be like, really? Nobody saw this?
Yeah, I'd
really?
be pissed, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
You still have that expectation that somebody should have done something.
No, you're still young.
You'd be pissed. That's what the
enjoy
pissed
your
is.
youth.
That's what being pissed is, because you expected
Still
something
young.
else.
I'm going to tell you this much. It all started with the front page of the New York Post. If you're just tuning in, I tweeted the picture of the front page. A guy that's going to get killed by a subway. He got pushed onto the tracks. Pushed on the subway track. This man is about to die. I'm going to tell you this much. This photographer is in a bit of trouble.
You think so?
Yeah, this story is going to develop a little bit. He's going to be in trouble.
Why?
He's going to be questioned like, you're taking pictures instead of helping this guy. We need to know a little more here. I'm not saying in the end he's gonna, have a problem, but you watch. There's gonna be questions about this photographer.
I was questioning him too until I saw the faraway shot where the fucking animal who threw this guy onto the tracks is standing. To get to the guy, the photographer would have had to put himself at the end by the tracks next to the guy who pushed him. I don't blame the photographer.
Although late, like in this shot here, the guy's gone.
I don't know if he's gone.
They said in the article he left after he pushed him.
Oh, okay.
He pushed him and then he left.
This photographer.
So they could have got him up.
If I know photography,
theoretically,
he can't be more than 15 feet away.
So yeah, he was trying
20
to get the
feet
picture.
away.
Yes,
and that help him.
And there's one shot where you see the lights of the subway train. It's still pretty far down the tracks. I mean, you don't have a lot of time, but you do have a shot of getting to this guy.
And that's a steady shot. He's not moving. Like he's not walking towards the guy.
Right.
He's in his position.
Yes, he is.
15 feet away from him. Like
all I'm saying is this story is going to develop a little bit. People are going to question, what the fuck with this photographer. You had time to shoot a perfect news shot.
Although it will go viral.
This picture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, it'll be everywhere today. It leads me to a show I got turned on to on HBO called Witness. Have you seen Witness yet?
I have not, no.
It's journalists and photographers in these just insane places. And the one I'm watching right now is Libya. Oof. I'm only halfway through it. Wow. Guy is just brave enough. He's an American, so he sticks out. And he goes to Libya to cover the uprising. And he was there when, they caught Gaddafi and all that. And then he goes back after the Gaddafi thing and just starts taking pictures of everything. And you learn that Libya is still completely fucked up.
Those guys have there's a bravery to war correspondents that, even though the media stinks, those guys have balls, man. I mean, they put their lives in harm's way.
I'm watching this going, I can't even imagine what type of person it takes to go over to Libya as an American and go, you know what, I got to take pictures of what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And he's interviewing people, and a lot of the locals are like, look, we all hated fucking Gaddafi. He ruled with an iron fist for 42 years. They go, but at least we were allowed to live. Because the current situation right now, they're still trying to figure out who's going to control Libya. And they're like, they're basically hinting, we hated the fucking guy, but at least we were able to live. Yeah. Now they don't know what the fuck's going to happen, which I thought was interesting. And then the guy interviews a father who lost his baby, and as a father, it just killed me. He's like, yeah, my wife was just upstairs giving the kids a bath, and the house got hit with some mortar and took out my fucking baby. And I'm like, fuck, people just want to fucking live in general,
right?
Without all that political shit. I don't feel like getting into it, but there's a mom doing the right thing, just fucking giving her kid a bath and loses her son. This guy was so distraught. But the show's called Witness. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, this is the one I saw. And then they discover like all the weaponry and stuff that Gaddafi was, collecting instead of taking care of his people. Spent a lot of money on arms. Look at this guy. He looks like an American. He would stand out. Completely putting his life at risk. Could he go back?
Sure.
What is this? The promo for the series?
Yeah.
It's definitely worth taking a look at. Look at these pictures, Jimmy.
I think a war photographer, combat. It's the conflict that I'm interested in.
Once you get in those trucks, you're going where the fighters go, the front line.
What I find interesting is from people to say stop.
This lady went to the Sudan. Anymore.
I'm going to fight.
Raise your weapon. Raise your weapon. And it's over.
South Sudan.
For the last 7 years, I've been in the bush chasing after coin.
Même tué 11 personnes de ma famille, grand frère, petite sœur, tout ça.
Welcome to Libya, craziest country on earth.
It's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare.
8,000 soldiers in war. They're just another gang.
I'm more afraid of the police than I am about the youngsters around here.
Rio,
pictures we take have consequences. Someone's gonna get killed for that, for sure.
This guy's crazy. And then they show a white lady in the sedan. She's nuts.
Yeah.
Just so she could document what's going on over there.
But I didn't want to leave.
If somebody is dying in front of you and you can do something, Justin, don't fall asleep. As a journalist, you should not do it. As a human being, what do you do?
We're getting into worlds that we're not supposed to be in. We're not supposed to see.
Oh, wow. I just started this. I'm only halfway through Libya, but this documentary series on HBO called Witness is definitely worth a
HBO
peek.
documentaries are amazing.
So
They're amazing.
Maybe we could get someone from Witness on the show.
One of the photographers?
And there was a white lady in sedan sticking out like a sore thumb. I don't even understand.
They almost, though, when you're like that and you're the media, you're such a reporter,
right?
That I think that they see you as a way to get their message out, and it's weird how reporters.
But if you take the wrong shot where someone goes, "What the fuck? You're making our side look bad right now," I feel like you could be in danger. And the stories hit the news that you lose journalists all the time.
Occasionally, but they much more get away with it than they don't.
You think?
Yeah, like when there's footage of who was it that interviewed the Ayatollah when he was on. Was it Dan Rather? It was one of those guys who was interviewing him, and he said, now I'm quoting, and he kind of apologized for asking. It might have been Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes.
Yeah, I think it was Mike Wallace.
Where he said, whoever it was said that you are a maniac. And he kind of apologized because it was a very disrespectful question. But I forget who it was that interviewed bin Laden. Like they I think hooded the journalist so he didn't know where he was going.
Right.
And this is before 9/11.
Sure.
But these guys get weird access to people and where they should be killed and you think they'd be killed, but they're not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the, yeah.
You, Imam, forgive me, his words, not mine. A lunatic. I know that you have heard that comment.
He's waiting for the translator.
That's what I heard President Sadat say on American television.
Yes.
That the Imam is a disgrace to Islam, and he used the word a lunatic.
Sadat ادعای اسلام میکند.
Sadat states he is a Muslim, and we are not. He is not, for he compromises with the enemies of Islam.
See how he answers the question, though?
Wow.
But you see how smart he was? Because the Ayatollah didn't play games.
You could see Mike Wallace. It almost looks like he's gulping, and he called you a...
But then he said disgrace to Islam.
Right, a lunatic. Oh, that takes balls.
Yeah.
Wow. You're telling the Ayatollah that someone called him a lunatic? Oh, my God, that's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, people still have stories about helping and what that meant and all that. It's called the bystander effect, a concept in social psychology using anonymity and the diffusion of responsibility. This was named after the murder of Kitty Genovese
That's the thing.
in Kew Gardens in 1964, also known as the Genovese syndrome. I believe that's the woman that was raped, right?
Yeah,
And they
Genovese.
said at the time that 100 people were witnesses to the rape, and no one did anything.
Yeah.
So they call it the Genovese syndrome.
Which is what? They were witnessing the rape. Where were they? Or they heard it?
They heard it. They saw it through their windows. It happened in an alley. And everybody either heard or saw it. And everybody said, well, somebody in the other apartment will say something. I don't want to get involved, blah, blah, blah. And so nobody said
See,
anything.
that I think a lot of people just assume that.
Right.
Absolutely.
But nobody says anything sometimes.
Right.
Which is a problem.
You just assume, okay, someone absolutely is better than me and will fucking do the right thing.
That's right. I have a degree in sociology. I know a lot of stuff.
Do you really?
Uh-huh. I had to get out of school quick.
What?
That's why I got the degree in sociology, so I could get out of school quicker.
I love sociology.
Yeah, there's no issue.
Sociology. All right, we should break here.
Eat some stuff.
Eat some stuff.
We got Martin Freeman today, who's Bilbo Baggins in the new Hobbit.
Yeah.
And he was great. And he's Tim from the original Office.
He was absolutely great in The Hobbit. I heard Ron Bennington didn't like The Hobbit.
Oh, no?
Did you see it?
I don't know. I fucking tweeted I loved it, and someone goes, "Oh, that's interesting," because Ron Bennington hated it.
I don't know.
Is he playing corny, or did he actually see the film?
I haven't heard his opinion on it.
Or is that guy just starting shit?
There's a great possibility of that.
That the guy's just starting shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Larry King and Andrew Dice Clay in studio next week, I see. All right.
Yes.
All right, then. All right. We'll have fun with that. Take us to break there, E-Rock.
Sirius XM. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
What happened? I left the studio and I come back and it felt a little tense in here.
Because I'm complaining again about the prep sheet. I know you guys are sick of hearing it. I don't care.
Right. Martin Freeman's coming in today, and we got a one sheet on him. Mm-hmm. We got some good stuff on here, right?
Yeah, I understand you have to talk about The Hobbit because that's what he's promoting. Of course you do.
The first bullet point, he is the lead role of Bilbo Baggins. I didn't know that.
In Peter Jackson's adaptation, Peter Jackson's 3-part adaptation of The Hobbit alongside Ian McKellen.
Right.
Next line.
Who plays Gandalf, by the way? Gandalf.
Next line is The Hobbit. An unexpected journey and The Hobbit, the desolation of the smog, wrapped on July 6, 2012, after 266 days of principal photography. The next one. Won a BAFTA TV Award for Best Supporting Actor for Sherlock 2011. Okay, I understand why you'd put that. The first 2 points could have been, I think, fucking kind of pushed down into a smaller,
condensed.
Yeah, the third one is Tim Canterbury on The Office. He received 2 Best Comedy. Okay, great. And the next one, 4 lines on this. The Hobbit is the first feature film to be shot and projected at 48 frames per second, HFR, high frame rate. Enhances picture quality, reduces strobing and motion picture blur in action sequences, making the film look closer to what the human eye actually sees. Tim, comment? His name is Martin, but and again, it's like
it's a new technology, though.
I understand.
People need to know it's a new technology.
But I get why we're being given this information. There has to be a point. I understand that we're promoting this film, and they have to tell us about it.
Sure.
But I also understand, because I went to school, what it is like to put a lot of words on the page to fill the page.
Oh shit! Who does the prep sheet these days?
Sal.
Sal does.
And I don't care. I like Sal, but it's like this prep sheet shit I've been screaming about for a long time. It's to interview somebody and be interesting. Look, we have 15 minutes with him. I'm not saying we're doing a fucking 4-hour miniseries on Martin Freeman.
You got to find those little hidden gems, those little hidden nuggets.
Yeah, just something interesting about him personally.
Right.
Or a couple of little things about him personally.
Right. I don't know what he would say about the high frame rate thing.
Yeah, hey,
He
look,
would
did you
probably
notice
say-
that when you were shooting?
He
No.
probably would say, "Yeah, it's really cool, and it really enhanced the
That looks
film
really great.
and the viewing experience for the moviegoer."
I guess I should, because people were getting sick. Did you hear about that?
What?
People were getting sick watching it.
You know what? I felt nauseous watching it.
Get out of
Yeah,
here!
there's articles coming out.
Yeah.
That's the talking point. People are getting sick.
Why? From what?
The new frame rate.
No, I get
They're
it.
Just
but
not used
what
to
part of the
seeing it.
movie? The fight sequences?
Yeah, the speed, the 3D effects. It's making people nauseous, dizzy.
Oh, bunch of pussies. Then go see it without 3D.
Yeah, people are complaining about feeling sick and dizzy after watching early screenings of The Hobbit.
That's a compliment to the film. I felt the same way for
You
a few
felt that?
minutes. Yes.
I didn't feel that.
That's a compliment because it feels like you're moving. Like that's such a compliment to the way it's shot. It's just it's like what's it called? Cloverfield did to people.
Cloverfield made me extremely sick.
Yeah.
But that was just fucked up. And they messed up a good movie, by the way, by doing that, by going with that concept, the handheld shit that's shaking.
Right.
They fucked it up because the movie itself could have been really, really cool.
I like the handheld stuff.
Yeah.
In Cloverfield? Through the whole movie?
Yep.
That was, nah.
I like the whole thing. It's
Nah.
what made it different. Otherwise,
Nah.
it would have just been Godzilla.
Which is fine.
But I already saw
The
Godzilla.
monster
It
was
wasn't
fucking
great.
cool, and the little monsters that live on the big monster,
Yeah, it was awesome.
and them running through the subway tunnels and all that was great.
But they still allowed you to get a shot of the monster, and then gave
Barely.
you shots of the.
My
little
problem with
monsters.
Cloverfield was they did the whole movie that way. They could have went to that handheld a little bit here and there to enhance it, yes. But the whole movie was shot that way. It sucked.
I liked it. I mean, again,
I was so sick. Half the time I was looking down at my feet. And I told the story recently. That was one movie I went with Patrice. We went to the screening.
That was funny.
I think there was 10 of us in the whole theater or something.
Jeffrey
right?
Lyons was there.
Yeah,
well,
he
that's what I'm going to bring up. And all of a sudden, the movie ends and Patrice goes, what did he say exactly? Boo? Or
Yeah. He went, boo.
And stupid Jeffrey Lyons, who's this snooty movie reviewer here in New York City. Is he national? I don't even know. He turns to Patrice and goes, no one asked you. All pissed off.
Which made Patrice's day.
Oh, but then Patrice had that over-the-top, laugh that he does. And then he started pointing like, ah! Right at Jeffrey Lyons. And Jeffrey Lyons didn't know what the fuck to do. So.
But yeah, they're saying like people are tweeting, it works for the big snowy mountains, but in close-ups, the picture strobes, I left the movie feeling sick.
And I didn't feel that at all.
I felt it, but I didn't. I felt a little queasy, and I knew what it was though. I'm like this motion. It's just what you're not used to.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
But that's something. Some people are getting migraines.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about that.
And we also learned on The Hobbit, it's due to be completed literally 2 days before the premiere, hopefully, Peter Jackson is quoted as saying. But that already happened. So why is that on the sheet?
It's true. I mean, obviously it's done. You saw it.
I saw it. So it's due to be completed literally 2 days before the premiere, hopefully. That's a non-point because we now know, because we're living in the future, that they did complete it.
Yeah. I mean, it's completed. It's definitely coming out.
Right. How's Nicole from the Morning Mashup? Is she cool today?
I'll find out.
Thumbs up. She's thumbs up today. All right. She had some problems yesterday. Oh man,
she's still a little heavy-eyed. But
in other news, Kate and what's his name there, Prince William?
Yeah,
they're gonna have a baby. So the whole world is like, oh yay, baby for them.
I can't even believe it's questionable enough that England gets into the royal family. What is our interest in it?
I don't know.
What's America's interest in the British royal family?
I don't know. Ask the women out there. The women fucking eat this shit up.
Yeah, Jess told me last night when I got home, or when she got home.
Women love the royal family.
Did you hear Kate's pregnant?
It's romantic. That's why. Because every girl wants to be a princess instead of just the dummy that fucking we wind up treating them like. They all want to be her. Just a princess whisked off on a cart and taken by a prince. He's Prince Charming.
Right.
They all want Prince Charming, and how do you think poor Jess feels? Do you want Prince Charming? No disrespect, but you fucking walk in boxer shorts. That's not Prince Charming.
But Sam's related to Thomas Jefferson.
That's right.
He is.
That's real, right?
But of course it's real.
You should get a little more respect for that.
Prince Charming is balding severely.
And that's why I know you got part black in you.
Because of the Thomas Jefferson thing, you think?
Yeah, you're from that side of the family.
The slavery thing?
Yeah, the side they didn't invite to the picnics for many, many generations. And they finally said, all right, you could join us. Because don't they get together still every year, the whole Jefferson clan?
I think so, but I don't get invited.
Why don't you guys get invited?
I don't know.
And how far back do we go where we get some real Jefferson shit in your family lineage?
I think it was a great, etc. uncle.
Uncle? What do you mean?
Uncle, great uncle was Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Great uncle.
Is your dad or your mom's side?
On my dad's side.
That's why he likes all that shit in his house, right?
What shit? Buttermilk and shit?
Yeah, he's like old school.
Yeah, he's traditional. Miles Standish is on his side, Captain of the Mayflower.
Oh yeah, I know Miles Standish is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know his name. I didn't know he's Captain of the Mayflower, so I kind of
So you got some good lineage. What the fuck happened to you?
I'm still building. Like you said, I'm still young.
You're just a radio guy.
You're not young. You're fucking 30. What are you waiting for?
You're right. I'm building.
Building toward what?
An empire.
Yeah, but you're related to a president.
Right. Well, I mean, that's out of the picture since there's audio of me.
Does your dad take it seriously?
Blowing E-Rock. Not super seriously. My dad thinks very highly of himself, so ancestors or no ancestors, he knows he's the man.
But you know you're part black. I know we did the testing and all, and it came back negative or whatever, but you're part black. I mean, if you're related to Thomas Jefferson and you got these weird black features, you got to think that you're part black.
I mean,
you could be the lightest black man ever.
It's true.
Ever to walk this earth.
There's nothing Caucasian about my hair. I'll give you that.
No.
Nothing.
Or your musical taste.
Except
for Rob Zombie.
Or the brows.
It's like a thick brow, a black guy thing. You always say that.
That's not even a black guy thing. That goes back like 100,000 years. That's like a fucking.
That's caveman-ish.
Yeah, that's that's Neanderthalish.
Right.
Is that a good thing?
No.
Oh.
And then you got giant like feet.
I get, but
You got big flipper feet.
Yeah.
You're like a cross between a white guy, a black guy, a Neanderthal, and a platypus. You're just a fucking. You're just a petri dish of mediocrity.
Where were we? There was a point to this whole thing. Thomas Jefferson, The Hobbit, fucking Dizzy.
I don't know. You're pissed about the prep sheet.
Huh? Oh, I know what it was. So, yeah. Yeah, women love the royal family. Guys can't stand it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Like, because it's not a real prince and princess. They're not doing anything. And Prince William is not like, like he looks like he's going to be Prince Charles when he gets older. He's not a handsome guy.
The only thing he's got going for him is he was born into this family.
Yeah.
They're all, for the most part, just a bunch of zeros that don't really know how to do anything.
They've
just
never
got,
had to do anything.
They just got to show up at events and look good.
Yeah, they know how to wear a suit.
But if you challenge them on anything, I don't even know what are their expertise.
Well,
Like Prince Charles, what is he good at?
He shoots those plates that they throw in the air.
Seriously, that's
Yeah,
all you know about
that's
him,
it.
right? And he rides a horse every once in a while and plays that polo.
Right.
That's
well,
it.
You
What
can't,
is he good at?
You can't challenge them.
Nothing.
Like, you can't challenge the royal family. That's treason.
Then you
No,
got-
they're just a figurehead. They're
Oh,
not.
we could challenge him.
Well, we can. I'm saying
They
in
can't do
England.
anything to us.
You can't go face to face
What is
with them.
Prince William good at? I want an answer today.
They're just seen as, I guess, as spokespeople for the nation. They're good. They're probably good for tourism for England. They're a big tourist attraction.
But England should wake up and just say, look, enough of this crap. We don't need them.
Yeah.
Would there be a big problem if they just shunned the royal family over there?
No, in a lot of ways they have. Like, I think that I don't know if they're being forced to pay taxes finally, but for years they didn't pay any taxes. Like, it's really just a waste.
Disgusting. So, anyone else hoping that the baby turns out to be a dud?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Just to see what kind of people they really are. How would they handle a dud? If you notice, there's never been a dud. So what goes on behind the castle walls to make sure there's no duds born?
You know there's some dark room that they hide them in if they get a dud.
The duds?
You think there's a dud room in the fucking castle?
Absolutely.
A dungeon?
There's a dud wing.
The dud dungeon.
All the duds get locked away,
Yeah.
and then they just work on the next one.
Big fucking waterheads and fucking kids with fucking club feet.
Yeah.
Because, it'll just show what kind of people they really are. You're never going to see a dud.
I think the Queen is just. I really dislike her because I think her personality stinks, and this stoic, icy cold, this emotionless. She just seems like a privileged old twat.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's
She doesn't give a reaction. Everyone tries and tries to get a reaction out of her, and she just stands there with her stupid fucking purse.
Yeah.
I hate that whole
Yeah,
thing.
I can't stand it either. At least
I don't know
Lady
how
Diana
people
had a
handle that.
Diana had a personality, and she was seen as warm and loving, and that's why people liked her.
And they were trying to change that whole thing. They wanted to go with that whole personality thing, and then the Queen Moon there had her killed. It's obvious.
I think that's why
It's
people.
obvious she had her killed.
That's
she
why
hated the attention she was getting.
That's why the royal family didn't like Diana, right? Because she was liked, and she was seen as this, and they're just these stoic shits.
Yeah.
Just
Dude.
worthless.
Look at her dopey hat.
Ah, she's awful.
That hat would look cool on Keith Richards, but not on the Queen Moon. The Queen Moon.
She's been far too coddled and privileged for far too long. All that money wasted. It's just silly to me.
Now, this guy, he's going to buy into the myth, it looks like. Wes in
All
Ohio.
right.
Wes?
Yeah, morning, boys.
I guess we asked the question, what is Prince William good at?
Not that I'm defending the royal family. I really can't stand them either, but he is an attack helicopter pilot. He has deployed several times to Afghanistan, and he has killed Taliban.
Isn't that Prince Harry?
That's Harry.
Wasn't it Harry?
Is that Harry?
That's
Yeah,
Harry.
because they could lose Harry, especially at this point. It doesn't matter if he dies. It would actually be cool for the royal family if Prince Harry died in a war.
Right.
But they would never allow Prince William to fucking fly attack helicopters.
No, Prince
And
Harry
now
is
that
the
Prince
one that doesn't
William
give a fuck.
is having a kid, that means Prince Harry is pushed way down the list of ever becoming the King of England.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So now they're probably going to fucking kill him off. Just to...
They're just going to kill him?
Oh, yeah, I think that shit happens all the time.
Just because they don't want to spare Prince just mucking
No,
about.
it just looks good for the royal family. Like, look, we're regular people. See, we sent one of our sons to war and he died.
We deal with tragedy, too.
Right, exactly.
Well, that would be too big of a victory for the Taliban if they killed someone in royalty. That would be a big moral
It might not
victory.
even be that. It might be just something stupid, but... You know,
He died in training.
died in training.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Friendly fire.
He had gout.
He
died of gout.
Yeah.
What the fuck is gout? I never want gout.
I think it's when you get like a. I don't know actually. We looked at it. I think it's
in
a
your
rot. Is it only in your foot though, or is it when
No,
something
man,
rots?
it could hit your your wrist. It could hit anywhere, and it just blows up parts of your body.
Yeah, it looks like
I never want gout.
No, gout. What exactly?
But why do you get
What
it?
is it? Yeah, it's not good.
No,
No, it's not. It's not something you hope for.
But it's based on what? Your immune system gets a little weak for what reason?
It's
why are we talking about gout?
I don't know. It's the beauty of the show.
usually characterized by recurrent attacks of acute inflammatory arthritis, a red, tender, hot, swollen joint.
Oh God, that sounds horrendous.
Can you imagine like fucking 500 years ago dealing with gout? Like sometimes I think of what they had to deal with, as bad as things are now.
Right.
Just to be in like the 1400s. And there's no internal medicine at all. There's no anesthesia.
You just hope.
Yeah, if it wasn't something you could throw a bandage over, you were fucked.
Even that. I bet you people were dying just because they had open wounds.
Get infected, yeah, like Civil
Of
War.
course, a dumb infection, you're done. Imagine having gout on your elbow and then you do the funny bone thing.
Oh.
You hit it all weird as you have the gout.
It bursts on the back of your fucking pants.
Right.
Your gout hurts.
This guy's saying that the other guy was right about Prince William.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to Steve. Steve.
What's up?
Yes.
Hey, man.
My girlfriend's one of these that are obsessed with the royal family, and you know Prince William tries to be all like, you know, he tries to be like all humble about it. He tries to keep it under wraps, but he is like he's Apache. I think it's Apache helicopter pilot, and he fought in the Middle East, and he does like rescue missions. He tries to like. Apparently, he tries to stay out of the limelight with it. Like he sneaks away and does like his time, and he does like rescue missions. There was like a shipwreck. I heard my girlfriend was watching this thing, and he rescued like 30 people using his helicopter. So apparently, he's the real deal when it comes to that.
This is where I'm going to kind of teach you a little bit. I think you're buying the company line. Does he fly helicopters? I believe so, but I don't think he's getting in the real shit. And then when they got a mission like, hey, man, we could send Prince William to save some people in the middle of the ocean there, and there's no enemy around, this is going to look good for him.
He's not allowed on active service in war
I think
zones.
they could definitely pull that off, but they're saying that he fought in the Middle East.
I would love to talk to guys that are a little closer to the situation, and I bet you they would absolutely say that he's well protected, and they give him missions that they know are completely safe.
Of course.
That's probably true.
You know. Thank you, sir.
No,
and how obsessed with the royal family is your chick? Oh, he's gone. Because I had an ex-girlfriend that was obsessed with the royal family. And when Princess Di died, she was in front of the TV for 3 straight days, and I'm like, at one point I just want to yell at her, get over it, you're never going to be a princess.
It's not going to happen.
But every Christmas, all I had to do was buy a dumb Princess Di book, and she was happy.
Would you have gotten her that thing? Remember they sold on TV the fake Princess Di rings for like $50?
I didn't go that deep, but I wanted to shake her. Like you shake a baby, that's
knock it off.
I want to say, look, I get it. You want to be a princess. Well, it's not happening. Sounded like Florentine there for a second.
Yeah,
It's
why?
not
You're not a
happening.
princess.
You're not a princess.
It's a problem.
You're going out with a shock jock.
How great is this? Fucking Lindsay Lohan's bank account seized by the IRS.
Getting worse and worse.
She's just, and it's probably not her fault because you think your accountants are going to do the right thing, but it's just, she's so hateable.
How much shit could one person take, though? She's got the, as they like to say, the 9 lives there. They keep throwing shit at her, and she keeps bouncing back.
She owes $233,000. That's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when you're on that level of.
And she's got to have it.
Yeah,
she probably has it somewhere, right?
Fucking that jewelry thing really annoys me. It looks to me like she's just a little thieving cunt.
Yeah, I don't like her at all. I don't give a fuck about her either. This guy's going to tell us what Prince Charles did because he's in the same boat. What the fuck is he good at? Go ahead, Carl.
Good morning, Opie.
Hey, buddy.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
I just want to say that Prince Charles is a cuckold.
What's that? Your phone cut out.
He's a cuckold.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a
I heard
weirdo,
him.
man. I'm sorry. I mean, he wasn't into the Princess Di, right?
He's probably, you know what?
He was into the other one who was just,
Camilla Bowles.
Yeah.
Who's probably a better fuck, to be honest with you.
You think that's what it was about?
Yeah, he just didn't like Princess Di. He married, but she probably bored him, and he probably bored her.
Well, I bet she didn't like him. I bet she like emasculated him and didn't look up to him as the prince and just thought he was a goof. And Camilla Parker Bowles thought he was the shit because she didn't have any other options.
No, of course not.
So obviously you're going to be attracted to the girl who thinks you're awesome if you're the prince. You're used to people like, you know, looking up to you.
Yeah, and you know, Di was probably a fucking kind of anorexic, and you know, who knows?
Just fucking other guys on the side.
Didn't we
that
explain-
doesn't do good things to you.
We explained gout, right? Because this guy has gout. This guy wants to explain gout.
We explained it. It's when you-
What's it do to you?
Can explain gout. Fuck it. Let's go to North Carolina. Phil, what's up?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, gout is your body produces too much uric acid, and it doesn't. It can't get rid of it the way normal people do. So it produces these crystals that go to the extremities, like every joint. It can go in your toes. Usually it's your big toe, but you just wake up and there it is. And let me tell you, it's a motherfucker.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I don't want gout.
No, it'll go to your fingers, your elbows, your knees.
But is it it's a virus?
No. It's just your body produces. Everybody has uric acid, but
why are some bodies producing that and others aren't?
I think it's like an infection.
To that extent, yeah.
Yeah, they all produce it. It's just some people can't get rid of it and filter it as good as others.
Oh, all right, man. Thank you. This guy says, Don, go ahead real fast.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to let you know, boys, that in order to get rid of gout, there's this pill. It's called colchicine. It's from the 1800s.
Wow.
You basically take a pill every hour or so until you either shit yourself or you're on the toilet puking, and then the next day your gout's gone. That's how bad it is to get rid of this shit.
Oh, wow.
Is Sal mad?
I bet he
it's
is.
awful.
Sal. Get Sal in here. So you shit your pants to try to take care of the gout?
Pretty much, yeah. You take a pill until you're on the toilet every 30 minutes,
Right.
shitting water out your ass. So
Sal, you mad?
You mad, bro?
About the prep sheet thing?
No, I'm not mad. I just,
disappointed in yourself?
I'm disappointed in myself.
Why are you disappointed in yourself? Look at Jimmy reworking the entire prep sheet for the big interview with Martin Freeman from The
Because
Hobbit.
you never know what a guy is going to be like. Like sometimes these guys come in and we just the prep sheet doesn't matter because we just start talking. Other time, like Jeffrey Rush, I think would have been a better interview. I wish we had just come back from break then, and I wish I had been more prepared for that. Like I thought
it was good.
It was okay, but I would have loved to have had a little bit more on him. But again, I should have done some more research on it.
Yeah.
Like I look back on some of those. And like, there was more to get out of that guy.
So why would you put on the prep sheet for Martin Freeman, who obviously is the Hobbit in The Hobbit? On The Hobbit, it's due to be completed literally 2 days before the premiere, hopefully. And that's a quote from Peter Jackson.
I just figured it'd be an interesting concept that, like, something of such magnitude gets done 2 days before they actually air. Show it to everybody.
Well, you were wrong. It's not interesting at all. I would assume most movies they come right down to the wire.
Shit.
And why are you talking about the frame rate here?
It was a new technology that I thought that needed to be noted.
Jimmy?
I understand why he'd mention it, but I would have put it I wouldn't have put a 4-line explanation for it. I think it's a bit much, it's a bit long-winded and unnecessarily space-consuming.
That's mine.
Travis did a better one.
Okay.
A better what? Prep sheet?
Mm-hmm. Reportedly a vegetarian.
Yeah,
See?
but, I mean that's something.
Yeah, just
I
a
have
little
the same.
tidbit.
I get the same thing. I just went on and Googled him. Yeah, see, thank you.
Did you
Travis,
Google the guy?
Yeah, of course.
Travis just did what I've been.
Google the guy.
Travis just wrote down things that I've been writing down for the last 10 minutes, which is he's a vegetarian. He's a fan of Motown music and interviewed Smokey Robinson. Youngest of 5 children. His father passed. Again, it may not ever come to that.
Right.
But I like the idea that he interviewed Smokey Robinson because I'd be more interested in interviewing one of your guys you look up to or a hero.
Of course. This is go-to stuff that we might not even
We
ask
may
the
not
guy.
need it, but I find that stuff.
But some of that stuff you end up getting 10, 15 minutes out of.
Sometimes it sparks a
and
good
you go in a
conversation.
direction that you weren't expected
Right.
to go in.
Here's the thing that I think Sal could improve on is I like to
Everything?
Yeah, well,
shit.
I'm just trying to stick to one thing right now. Google News the guy. Like, read a couple interviews that he's done, because he's promoting something right now, so he's giving a lot of interviews. One thing interesting that I learned that I put on my prep sheet was that Peter Jackson, Martin Freeman almost turned down the role of Bilbo Baggins because of his commitment to Sherlock. Peter Jackson was such a fan of him on The Office that he told Warner Brothers that shooting would revolve around Martin's schedule.
See,
I thought that was very
that really is, and I don't know if I would have gotten to that, but I was going to ask him how he got the role. But that's a great point.
How do you get to the point in your career where you're sitting there going, I can't do The Hobbit?
Yeah,
that's pretty fucked up.
Apparently
That's what I would ask him.
He plays Watson on Sherlock, and apparently he's very good.
Yeah, I've heard he's great.
He's not a fan of being a celebrity.
No.
Like, that's just not his thing.
I put that on my prep sheet.
I just read it.
Oh.
But that's the type of stuff that it helps because, like, again, are you a vegetarian or why are you a vegetarian? It's not, a lot of times, I just don't like meat. Okay, that was a nothing question. But it could go into some other
deep thing.
Meaning that kind of stuff helps a lot.
Like he was fucked by a horse or something, and now he hates fucking meat.
Dude, yeah, it's something. Something.
What?
I was happy I watched Leota's soap stuff because he was happy to, like, that was something he wanted to talk about, and it wound up being interesting hearing him discuss that. Like, this weird little shit is usually what gets them going.
And that was
more.
a great little angle, I thought,
But it could be nothing. I don't
Of
say that the
course.
interview, it has to be that, but a lot of times that helps, and I've been interviewed enough where I know that when people are just picking little select things, so you're in Spider-Man, it just becomes this fucking, you want to smash the person for knowing nothing about you.
All right, let's go to Derek in Louisiana because he's saying he's had gout for 20 years. Last two callers, guess what? We're full of shit. Derek, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Hey, man.
That comes from food you eat.
Yeah, your phone sucks. I had a great setup for the phone call, too, and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
Probably screener could have.
Huh?
Terrible phone on the other end.
Who's screening?
I guess an intern.
E-Rock, who's screening today?
That would be Sal right now.
Sal was just in here.
Poor Sal.
But Sal, in fairness to Sal, he was just in here.
What? Hey, Sal. Can you hear me?
Poor Sal.
Sal, do you feel? Sal, do you feel like you have to do everything for the show?
I'm sorry. What happened?
I'm just saying. Do you feel like you have to do everything for the show?
No, I
I'm
don't
actually
feel like
sticking up for you a little bit. You're doing the prep sheet. You're fucking screening the calls, getting coffee.
I'm not sure what happened because I was walking from the studio into here. What happened?
He's all shook. He's shook.
No, the phone was shitty, and I think Jimmy said maybe the phone screener.
No, Sam said that.
Sam, sorry. You should know that maybe we shouldn't go to that call because his phone sucks.
Oh, okay.
So then I felt like I should be on your side, and because
We didn't know
you're
you
getting
was-
blamed for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, man, you must feel like you're doing everything around here. Is that true?
No, I don't feel like I'm doing everything around here. No.
What?
I don't know.
What, Sam?
I don't always feel like Sal's giving us everything that's on his mind.
Oh, of course not.
I'm sure he's not.
I think if he's frustrated, it's okay. He should be able
I give him opportunities and he
to
doesn't
vent that. He doesn't take he does the E-Rock thing where he doesn't take the opportunities to vent his frustration.
Sure.
Sal, comment.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to be very careful about how I word things. You know.
gives a fuck?
Yeah, just say. I mean, well, yeah, I get
You
being
understand?
careful, but
You understand what show you work for? Just speak your mind.
yeah. What do you want to say, Sam? I mean,
Sal.
Sal, sorry.
He's coming in.
Can he just do it from that mic? No one out there knows what mic he's on.
Oh,
Sal,
he likes to be here.
speak your mind. What's up?
No, nothing. I just the prep sheets. I really just don't want to disappoint because I know how important an interview is. You know, I like the whole like vegetarian thing.
But you're smarter than this. This is
I know.
stupid.
I know.
I'm with
trying-
Jimmy on this.
I'm
Your
trying
prep
to be,
sheet stinks.
I'm trying to be so careful with it. I just don't want to put reportedly as a vegetarian, and then I hear Jimmy go, "Who the fuck cares if he's a vegetarian?" You know,
Possibly-
I can just hear it. I just hear it in my mind, and I'm like, "Fuck, that seems so." Like
I
silly to
understand.
put
You're
prep
kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I understand, and I send out mixed signals. But with something, I guess we're just looking for just things that are not as easy to spot, like one layer below. Not necessarily, was he molested, but like just one layer below.
new angle.
Yeah, just something a
understand.
little bit different that will make the guy want to, You know, I mean, we already know The Office and
Right.
things like that. And you know, most of this will be probably talking about the movie because it's a huge film.
And this is a quick interview, so
we have him for 15, 20 minutes. It's not like it's a 3-hour sit down.
And I sent the email out yesterday, so like if anyone has any sort of input, I will gladly revise it. I have no problem with doing that and giving you something.
I'm not on the email list. That could be part of the problem.
Well, you don't check your email.
Well, it's not set up on my phone yet.
Oh, so you got to be sent it to your Gmail?
No. I don't want any work shit on my Gmail.
All right, so it's not that you're not on the email; it's that you refuse to accept the email.
No, I got a work email, but it's just not set up right now.
So when was the last time you checked out your work email?
6 months ago.
Okay, so that would be the issue.
I've never seen
when
one.
it broke my phone. So I had the S2. Yeah, about 3 months.
3 months.
3 months ago was the last time I saw email.
But we sent Jim's to his Gmail.
But I told Gary, like, what am I waiting for?
Last time
Some kind of
I
password or
heard-
something?
Yeah, you needed a new PIN, I think.
From who?
IT, I think.
So when am I getting the new PIN?
I don't know. I'm not the point man, but yeah, I'm sure that Travis or I or Eric or anybody could get your PIN.
All right. Well, maybe we should do that. Maybe I should be in the loop.
Dude, I get
mean, are
work
you gonna
emails.
read
They're
them?
they're a waste. The most of them, like I love Jose, but I get a lot of stuff about liquid metal and stuff that I don't care about. And if you're on the whole work email, who wants to see everything everybody's talking about? I don't care.
Why is he sending emails to everybody?
I'm not saying. I mean, it's only in that little group who work. Because Jose is the guy who runs the 2 channels.
Right.
So I get stuff from both of those channels. But I just don't care about anything that's going on with anyone but me and my show, which is probably self-centered, but
Probably.
yeah, I don't care. That's not my concern.
No.
Of course not.
I have enough trouble keeping my own life in line, my own business.
Speaking of the Yankees, good segue, right?
Excellent.
Terrible.
You're a big fan of A-Rod, aren't you? Now he's out another 4 to 6 months. They're paying this guy
He's
a
irrelevant to me.
ridiculous amount of money.
Yes.
And now second hip-hop sideline star till mid-season. I think that's great for the Yankees. This guy stinks.
But he's good. And he's
on
good
the other
early.
side of his career.
No, that's his best months. Fucking April, May, and June. That's when A-Rod really shines.
Yeah.
You hope he gets hurt in fucking October. I'd love him to break his back in fucking September 30th.
I would assume the Yankees want to get rid of him. I know he has a no-trade clause and
Yeah.
all that, but they probably could get a sweet deal for him out there. But now that he's getting an operation, it's gonna be tough for another team to want to take this guy.
See, this is where
so
like,
you Yankee fans are stuck with this guy.
stuck with this asshole. And I understand that free agency, these guys should have the right to decide their own destiny. But these no trade clauses, like if you're not performing, why should the team have to be stuck with you if you're not performing? I don't mean because of injuries, but he doesn't perform.
Right.
How come he doesn't have to give any money back because he sucks?
Right. Yeah, it never works out that way. Right?
Never.
So that's a big story in sports. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I hate him.
Don't you want to be a Yankees fan again?
Jeter, as much as Jeter annoyed me, I think he's a great player. He's the greatest shortstop they've ever had. He's one of the best in history.
He's getting fat.
He put some weight on, but he's got an injury. But he whatever he does now, I don't even care. It's like good for him. He's
got a little belly on him.
He earns it.
And of course, they had to point that out.
Yeah, but again, when all they do is point out all the hot chicks you fuck, once in a while you got to take one and let me see.
Wow, he looks definitely out of shape.
Yeah, he's a little out of shape, but
for an older guy, he's got to keep that shit together if he wants to keep playing.
Yeah, his hair's all short.
He looks old there, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you can now see Jeter as a 50-year-old guy. Like that's what he'll look like when he's 50 and he's coaching or whatever it is he's doing.
I don't think he's going to coach. He'll.
Derek Eater. That's funny. I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious. Derek Eater. That's funny. That was the back cover of the post, I guess.
And then it says the sub thing is rehabbing Jeter takes fork in the road to recovery.
They really are getting a little. They're very cheeky.
Yeah, but he can't fucking burn calories right now as much, right?
Well, he knows that, so he should probably not eat as many.
So he'll be in great shape by April, I'm sure.
Yeah, these guys are good at whipping their body back to where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. I find myself every morning, I look myself in the mirror. It's the first thing I do when I get out of bed, and I'm nude, and it's a full-length mirror. And I realized with my body and the working out...
You look at yourself nude in a full-length mirror?
That's on my way to the bathroom. I have a full-length great mirror in my...
You sleep naked, right?
Of course, always.
I need some PJ.
No, I hate it.
Pajama pants, no underwear, no socks, no shirt.
No, I only want... I could never sleep like that. Never.
Why?
Just I'm fucking 44. I can't have anything on my dick and balls when I'm sleeping.
Comfortable pajama pants?
For what? Like, I can't.
Just, I don't know.
Extra clothes. I just no reason to wear clothes in bed.
You don't get cold?
Well, I have a comforter. I have no upper sheet because it got ripped. So I just have my fucking lower sheet and my comforter, and I'm fine. I sleep with my window open, and I'm okay.
Yeah, so do I. That's New York living for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, you see your body in a full-length mirror, nude?
Yeah, and I'm beyond now humiliation. Like, I'm not humiliated by what I see. I'm embarrassed. So it's nice that I'm down to embarrassment now from humiliation. I would like to get down to decent where I'm comfortable. Yeah. But I'm still, and I've lost weight, but I'm still.
You look good, Jimmy.
Thank you. I look better. But there's a lot of still, it's hard. Like, remember Morgan Spurlock talked about getting rid of all the fat cells that just become fat, immediately blow you back up? It's really hard to get rid of this shit.
It's almost impossible.
And I don't want to do lipo. I want to work out for a year before I do lipo, and then whatever I can't get rid of after a year is just never going to go. But it's hard to get rid of this last X amount. That's what everybody says, but I'm sorry I'm babbling, but I want to get rid of it. Because I did a fucking an hour and 5 minutes on the treadmill yesterday.
Looks like you punish yourself.
I do. I deserve to.
At yourself naked in the mirror every day. You know what's there, so just avoid it.
Nah, I deserve to be punished.
Avoid it, but work out.
I've eaten very well. Except a week after Thanksgiving, I had a giant piece of fucking peanut butter pie. It's like, if you're going to eat like a piece of shit, make it good. And it was fucking
Peanut butter
good.
pie.
It was fucking good, man.
Yeah, how good?
It got worth. Even after that, I wanted to fucking put my fingers down my throat like a fucking
Like a girl.
like a girl. I was like, you know what? That was worth it. That was worth hating yourself over.
Right.
That was delicious.
Do you still grab shit and yell at yourself?
I don't yell anymore, but I still grab shit, or I'll tighten up my stomach and I can feel the muscle under it. But then I just see all the gelatinous nonsense on it, and I'm like, you got a long way to go, stupid.
Many times during this radio show, Jimmy will grab his belly and get mad at it.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
But I'm happy with the improvements. Like, I'm not delusional.
You look good. And I've seen you work out in the gym. You're an animal. Jimmy fucking takes it very seriously.
I've treated myself for too long. That's all it is. Like, after a while, you just got to go shut up and fucking finally do something, you lump.
Is that the way you motivate yourself? The only way it works is if you get mad at yourself?
Because I should. Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that works is to say, just do it, you fucking asshole. Like, enough already. Like, yesterday I didn't want it. I didn't sleep at all Sunday night. I got like an hour's sleep. So yesterday I couldn't go to the gym. I tried to nap, but the coffee here kept me up. So at like 6 o'clock last night, I was like, I have to leave to go do a set. Just go downstairs, you cunt. And I made myself fucking go downstairs for an hour and do something.
Because you called yourself a cunt.
Because that's the only way you respond. Stop baby boying myself. Enough already.
Cell phone guy was there yesterday.
Where? Oh, that piece of shit. I wasn't in the... me and Ope go to the same one, and I also have one in my building.
And he pointed out this creep in our locker.
I fucking hate him. He looks like...
That I've seen a million times and thought nothing of it. He's always on his phone, and he's always just hanging out.
I think he's taking pictures. He looks like...
Jimmy goes, he's a creep.
He looks like Alan Arkin. And there's some guys that are in my little locker area that I say hi to every time I see them. Like, I even made a little conversation with one guy. Because there's Patrick Bateman from fucking American Psycho is in my area, and his locker's always open when he's there, and it's the neatest.
Oh, really?
But he has an extra shelf in there, and he has all these suit shirts hanging. It's like a home away from home for him.
Is he the guy that steams his suit when he's done?
I didn't notice.
We got guys that steam their suits.
Like in the steam room, or
no? They got steamers and stuff.
Do they really?
They have portable steamers.
Yes.
I didn't notice that. They have an area to hang your coat, but I always have my camera in my pocket, so I put mine in my locker.
I don't understand guys that take care of their clothes to that extent. I will never be that guy.
I get it. It's OCD, but
I'll
it's
pull
also...
out an iron every once in a while.
Iron I can't even do anymore because I have no room for an ironing board in my apartment. It's just a waste. So I have one behind my fucking washer dryer, but I pulled it out and it was coated with dust. And I'm like, I just have to re-dry my shirt. I'll just wet the shirt in the sink and throw it in the dryer for 15 minutes, and that will knock some of the wrinkles out.
Yeah.
But that guy we're talking about looks like Alan Arkin, and he's always in the fucking area.
Always in the locker room, no matter when you go to this gym.
And his locker's a mess, a pigsty.
Really?
And I just hate him because I always catch him trying to peek.
He peeks? How old is he?
Probably in his 60s or late 50s. I fucking hate him.
Is he just like a gay guy who hangs out?
I think he is, but I always think nasty gay remarks when I'm with him, and I don't think that about gay guys. I hate him because he's a fucking peeker. I think, look at this faggot looking at me. But if he was just a gay guy prancing around, hi, it would never occur to me to think that way.
Just give him a little peek. Maybe he'll go away.
Nah, it annoys me.
Is this what you're trying to see?
How great would that be?
I want
You
to just
just
helicopter
shoved
it in his face. Here, look. Snap a shot. Fuck.
And then he's just looking at you like, I'm talking to my wife. What's your problem?
But there's another guy who's in our area all the time, and he's a lonely or older guy, and he talks to everybody.
You show him, right?
But no, I
'Cause
talk
you feel
to,
bad for him.
But I don't get that creep energy from him. He's just a babbling guy who wants to chat. So him I'll say hi to because I know he's just a babbling, lonely guy. But he's not trying to be a fucking look at my dick creep. You know what I mean? He's like, Sandy, it's crazy, right?
Was he naked when he talks to you?
No, if
old
he
guys
is,
in general have no problem being naked, right, and just talking to each other. I find that to be extremely strange.
If he's naked, he's in the process of getting dressed.
Because I don't think it's a creep thing. I think you get to a point where you're just an old guy and you don't give a fuck if you're naked. It has nothing to do with sexuality whatsoever.
You've lost all sense of shame or care.
Maybe,
I've seen two old guys many times just standing there completely naked, talking to each other like it's nothing.
Is the creep naked when he's like on the phone taking pictures?
No.
He's never naked.
No, but he always seems to have business on his phone.
Yeah, he always just seems to be holding his phone in a way, and believe me, he doesn't have any pictures of me because I'll actually, with my towel on, like in a locker, I'm not paranoid. I'll drop my towel for a half second and pull my underwear on.
Tell us more.
And I mean,
where is this locker room?
Well, and I'll sometimes turn and prop my right foot up and just let my dick and balls dangle. But no, I'm not that fucking freaked out, but I don't walk around the locker.
I didn't even notice that guy until you pointed him out, and now it's pretty obvious.
I'll show you the other guy.
Why would you want to hang out in a locker room that long? We do have a nice locker.
It's not an office, dude. It's just fucking just get in and get out.
Hanging around. There's some flat screens. You can watch some shit.
You think he's got Opie dick shots because you didn't notice him at first?
I don't walk around naked.
You don't even just take it out for a second and let everybody take a look?
I'm dying to just walk naked and chat with Opie until he gets uncomfortable.
You got to.
But I just can't. I'm weird like that. Like I can do it, but I can't. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
How funny would it be?
I would laugh.
How long would it take?
I would laugh my ass
It would be
off,
funny.
actually.
But I don't like to do that because there's just too much weird shit that happens in a locker. But there's one guy, and I'll show him to you when I see him with it. He looks like a judge to me. He's an old fat bald guy who's always naked, talking to the black guy that works in the locker room. And there's one black guy, he looks like Isaac Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
He's bald, he's a big dude, and I don't think he likes me very much.
He's hard to figure out.
Yeah, I don't care. Fuck him. He kind of tends the locker room. He keeps it neat, but he's always talking to this old guy, and the old guy is always naked. And I mean, I'll go in after the workout. A lot of times I'll sit in the steam room and just stretch for 5 minutes with my towel on, and then I'll shower. I have like a little routine. I come out 10 minutes later, and I always see the guy still naked talking. It's like, what were you doing for 10 minutes? How engrossed are you talking about the Giants that you can't pull your underpants on?
And I don't think it's a sexual thing, man.
I think it's an exhibitionist thing. Yes, I do.
With him, you think?
Because it's too long, dude. It doesn't reek of a guy who's just comfortable naked.
Right.
Talking to a guy.
There's nothing casual about it.
Nothing casual.
Nothing casual.
Yeah, you're intent on being nude.
It's calculated.
Look at the black bull staring at my little white man cock. He wants to humiliate me.
Oh my God.
There's
you think
something
it goes that deep?
Yeah, there's something gross about it.
Yeah. That's so funny though. That's where it goes with Norton every time. Somebody wants to be humiliated.
Well, I'm telling you, I've known a part of me. Yeah, you're right. It does always go there, but I've also learned enough about people's deviance and craziness to spot things in people that other people wouldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always crazy. Like sometimes I'm nuts, but not always. Sometimes I'll pick things out that are, I have good gaydar, as they say.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right.
Gaydar.
Gaydar.
What a dumb fucking term.
Yes.
Gaydar.
Speaking of gaydar, Tom Papa is coming in, who I thought was gay when I first met him, but he's not.
Really?
Yeah. That's many, many years, almost 20 years ago.
Why did you think that?
Because Tom has
So I'm sucking dick?
Yeah, no, that probably would have made me just like applaud his career enthusiasm. I sent Tom, by the way. I hope he got it. I was talking last night because I did that live thing with Tom, which we're doing again in December, which was a lot of fun. The old school radio thing live at the Village Underground.
I want to check one of those out.
It was fun. Come in December. And I talked about the soundboard thing because he was going to do a bunch of fart sounds. And so I said, well, let's bring a few different ones, like the boo and the car crash and a few other ones. Because I said they really make, there's a real art to it.
Of course.
And we only had like 5 or 6. But then I sent that time, I said the greatest example of the soundboard is when Lydia was in. And that guy called in with that tragic phone call. And Anthony started hitting the soundboard, and you and I were speechless that he was doing this. And it's one of the hardest.
What was the story again?
Oh my God, dude, it's awful. It was the guy called in because we were talking about grief, I think.
Oh, okay.
And the guy's daughter had been killed in a car crash. But Anthony started with the soundboard. And I remember the first one he hit, and he was hitting. You know how it goes. You guys just do boom, boom, boom. And we couldn't believe he had just done that.
Yeah, I tapped out on that one.
I tapped out too. I tapped out immediately. But it made me laugh so hard that I wept. It was, and I laughed out loud again listening to it last night. Like I was literally.
You searched it out?
No, I have it. I have it saved on my fucking desktop.
Wow, you love it.
It's one of those weird things where no one said anything. There was not any words spoken. It was the succession of sound clips, and he kept adding to them. And I heard it again last night. And I laughed out loud by myself. Like, I couldn't... it's kind of hard to catch us that off guard, I think, just from being in here all the time. And, it blew me away that somebody would... It was like...
Well, you're giving away one of our secrets. There's a lot of times we'll do sick-ass shit just to try to get a reaction out of each other. So when you sit here day after day, you try to mix it up a little bit. There's things I absolutely do to try to get a rise out of you.
Dude, the cake stomping was an example of... that feeling.
I did that for you. I did that for you and Ant. I wasn't even thinking about the radio audience that day. I just knew you would just be horrified, and I wanted to see that reaction from you.
But it was
because you kind of almost forget that you're also on the radio. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
We're walking on the sidewalk, and I see the homeless guy, and he presents this fucking dumb cake that he got out of the garbage, and I'm like, I gotta see how Jim would handle this. It was mostly you, not Anthony, on this one. I'm like, I gotta see how he would handle this if I jumped on in front of him.
It's one of those weird reactions you get where it's as a guy sitting with Open Ant and whoever else we have in, it doesn't make it's weird to react like an audience member,
right?
And I love reacting that way. Like I love when something catches me off guard, or not necessarily just being mean to somebody, but something that makes me go like, "Oh my God," and laugh like that. Like,
right.
It's so rare you get to feel that way when you're here all the time because you see everything, or I'll see you guys hitting the buttons, and once in a while something catches you like that. You're like, "Oh my, this is what it's like to enjoy the show from the outside."
Some of my favorite stuff over the years is things I did where I absolutely completed. Sort of forgot I was doing it for a radio audience. Like Steve the Whistler, I did that for you and Ant that day. When Ant was so mortified and embarrassed that he would start hiding behind equipment. I was not thinking about the fans or the audience anymore. I was like, oh, what else can I do to really just fucking make him as uncomfortable as possible? And then after the fact, you realize, oh fuck, that's right. A lot of people just heard all that.
Yeah.
Because I love when you're sitting right next to somebody, and I know you're way too close, and I'll say things to the guests just to see how you would react.
It's the feeling, like the great part of Patrice laughing at Bobo's dick. Like besides the fact that the laugh sounds great.
So glad I filmed that.
I am too. It's one of my favorite Patrice moments, and to me it captures the guy that I knew. Like that to me is the best video of Patrice O'Neal. As like if people like what was Patrice like, watch that video, and in that video is what I loved about him.
Yeah, he's not being funny or anything in that clip. It's just it just shows you the man.
That's the guy.
And what he appreciated as far as humor goes.
But him being caught off guard like that is what was so great about that.
Yeah, we didn't tell him it was going down.
You never saw him reacting like an audience member.
Right.
He was always the guy being funny, or he's always the... So to see him acting like a fucking guy being caught off guard, and oh my God.
It was the day we showed Patrice, and I think a lot of people assume we tell these guys ahead of time. We're like, when we have something brand new, we can't wait to show other people. And it's Bobo when he's naked. If you talk about sex, he'll get hard immediately. If you talk about the Mets, he will lose his rod immediately. Yeah. And we couldn't wait to show Patrice.
Yeah, the up and down game.
Up and down game.
And he will. He never knows you're doing it. He just goes right with whatever you're talking about. Hey, Tommy. he just goes with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Tom is coming in. Before we go to break, I guess, can I ask you, did you get the thing I sent you?
Oh. What did he send you?
I told you I sent him that clip of Anthony. That's how I got it.
Right.
Man.
Brutal, right?
Brutal. And hearing you guys in the background was hilarious because it really, you could tell it really affected you. I think at the beginning you're like, "This is the first time I've ever been uncomfortable."
Oh yeah, I said it last week too. It's very rare to get me uncomfortable.
Oh man,
and it's very rare for me to actually tap out on shit. But that day was brutal.
But could you believe he did? Like but to me, it's like, yeah, it was heartless.
Yeah.
But there's the other side of me that goes, that's the extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's his ability to be funny, is to do something that unconscionable, but there is a comedic value to it.
There is.
I howled again alone last night listening to that after I sent it to you.
Yeah, it was a weird thing because you sent it to me pretty late, so I was in bed just before I was going to sleep, and I was listening to it. My wife heard it.
Oh, she must have been horrified.
And I'm...
No, it's funny. And because they're parents, too. I know. For me and Anthony, we're not.
Yeah, and it's about a girl. We have a girl, and it's just like... My wife was horrified, and I'm kind of giggling, and I'm like, I got to turn this off, right? She's going to kill me.
It was, but that...
We might have to replay it now.
Oh, my dude.
How long is it?
It's the clip
like
I had
3 minutes?
was 5 minutes.
Right.
Because we say hello to Lydia when she comes in.
Right. Yeah.
And then we talk for a minute, and then it goes right to this caller.
Phone call.
But I laugh so hard at that because it is heartless and it is sad.
What did the guy do on the phone?
He was kind of cool.
He was fine with it because he knew the radio show he was calling into.
Right.
Yeah.
And he knew that, and Lydia acknowledged, as you could see, it's kind of hard to hear this stuff for these guys. Like,
yeah, she put it off on that you guys couldn't handle it, so that's
and that's
why
a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's a big part of that gallows humor is it's so uncomfortable and painful that you just have to go for the laugh.
Right.
And that is, because Ant's not a piece of shit. Ant's a sweet guy.
Right.
But that's what he was doing.
When you told me you just had something with sound effects and I got to hear it, I was like, all right, I wonder what he did.
And he
then
picks that one?
That was the
one. As soon as
one.
I hear that, I'm
God,
like, oh man,
because it's the most extreme example
of how sound effects could help
without any commentary. Yeah. With no commentary.
If it's perfectly timed, it's very effective.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, but brutal. at the same time.
Brutal.
And then like he's going to come again, and you're like, please, because they mentioned like the other parts of the story, and I'm thinking, I hope he just moves on. I hope he just goes on and does something else, like a chicken sound or something. And no, he comes back with the car.
But the succession of sounds and it all tied in. It told a story.
You got it?
Yeah, I've had it's an 8-minute.
No. Mine is not 8 minutes. Mine. See if they can find. Maybe E-Rock can find that or something. It's 5 minutes.
Well,
but it was brutal.
How'd you get your copy?
I forget. I've had it for a couple of years, and it was one of those things where I laugh when I don't hear it for a while. It caught me off guard again. Like I knew it was coming. But what's happening is, and I'm not going to give away what it is because if you haven't heard it, you'll be.
Yeah.
But as the story is progressing, when the sound effect, it was A, so unexpected, and B, the absolute worst sound effect he could have played. And it hit me again. I couldn't believe it was happening.
We got it?
Rough.
So
E-Rock's looking for it?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll play it after the break.
Yeah.
Because we were too vague about it.
Yeah.
People need to know, so now we got to play it, I think.
Well, how long ago was the original?
I want to say 2009 or 10.
It's 2009.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And people are asking me about Caroline's on Broadway.
Oh,
What?
really?
When were they at?
Why?
Who asked you
Why?
that?
What's happening there?
Well, it's funny. All right, I wasn't going to mention it, but April 11th through 14th, I will be there. Tickets are on sale now at carolines.com. And a couple of quick plugs. I know, they go on sale really early at Caroline's.
That's great.
January 10th through 12th, I return to Nashville at Zanies. And then 25 and 26, only that weekend, I'm in San Diego at the American Comedy Club, my first time in that market ever. So people that keep
you're gonna
asking,
like it.
It's supposed to be. I did a spot with Rogan there. It was great.
Yeah,
a great club.
So the people have to come out, or you're never coming.
Well, yeah. When people email me enough and say come to this city, and I do, and I see a half a room, I'm like, why would I ever go back? That's why I love people in Houston. The crowds that came were great.
Yeah.
But there's not enough of them, and I won't go back. Houston has answered. I have asked, and Houston has said no.
That's got to be weird for you guys, because then you go to Dallas and you get a full room.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it is weird.
Last week, time in Dallas was average.
Yeah.
Average, all right.
But it's not-
it's
it's
strange.
okay.
You guys all have your hot spots. Why wouldn't you have hot spots everywhere?
I don't know.
Especially when you're
Weird.
on a national platform now like this.
Where's the last place you worked where you just had like mediocre, and I mean size-wise crowds? Like, God damn, I've done this for a long time, and this is what I do.
Yeah, when you see the waitresses putting on their jackets for the second show.
For the early show Saturday.
Yeah.
What do you mean putting on their jackets?
Well, if you have 2 shows on a Friday, and like Friday late show is tough. Like, if you're marginal in a market, even like you could do really well, but that second show Friday, unless you're killing it, it's going to be a little less, and that means less staff. So you see, like, the waitresses as you're getting ready for the show, like, this is going to be a good one, right? And you see they're just putting their jackets on and getting their keys on. They're like,
they get to go home early.
We had Carlos Mencia last week. That was fun.
Yeah. So you know they're making less. Oh, and they're sitting in the back just watching the show. And you know it's your fault. It's the fucking worst, dude.
It's horrible.
And I don't feel that bad. Like, if it's a market, like in Dallas last time I was there, I had a really good Thursday night. Friday, half full. Not amazing at all.
Yeah.
Saturday, very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
So I felt a little bad about the Friday, but my history in Dallas has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had average weekends and I've had amazing weekends. So if I have an off one, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But in Houston, every time I go there, it's very small crowds.
Yeah.
I have to just accept the fact that I do not resonate.
You're not drawing
But
in
Austin
Houston.
was great. I did great in Austin.
How weird is
Houston, they
that?
just do not. There's not a call for the. They don't want to be in the Jim Norton business in Houston.
But you know,
What
that's,
type of person lives in Houston that doesn't live in Dallas or Austin?
it's older oil people. It's not like a real go out.
It's not a hip.
It's
not
no.
as hip as in Austin. Obviously.
No.
You have to hit the next like. There's not enough Jim Norton specific people like in Boston there are. Like what Louis has done and what so many guys have done is they go above and they just get this whole new gathering of people who aren't fans of their specific show but are fans of them as a name because they're so famous. I'm not even near that. So I can only get like Opie and Anthony people or people who saw me on Lucky Louie. I'm too specific. I'm not big enough to get a broader range.
How are you in Minnesota?
I do. That's a great comedy city.
Yeah,
a
it's
great comedy city. I
It's
do great
really
there.
good.
And you do great in Minnesota.
We were never on terrestrial there. I saw that at the
that's why it's
Pantages the
weird.
first time I was
No,
there.
it's
Because I
weird.
ask Kenny, the first thing I ask him every Monday.
Yeah.
When you're traveling, I go, how did he do? I'm really curious.
Sure.
From
Right.
a radio standpoint, what cities we do very well in. And I remember him saying Minnesota was great. A lot of O&A fans.
A lot of O&A
Yeah.
fans.
And then he'll hit me up with, not so great. Like, I think it was Houston. He goes, not many O&A fans in Houston.
And a lot of it has to do
Strange.
with how the club works. Like if the club is really aggressive and they're really smart, like the DC Improv, they know when
Great
you come
club.
in,
Great.
there's specific places you should market. You should go like radio or TV or whatever that will hit your people. Then when I come in, it's like a different crowd, and they'll go, and it does great. Other ones, it's just like a manager running the club. They don't care. They go to the same one radio station, and they don't care, and they're not aggressive about it.
It's gotten a little harder because there's terrestrial radio. There's not as much. Tom is much more, has a better a range of places he can go and be very funny. Tom can be very funny on those morning shows. And I mean doing your act like you have an ability. Your act is a broader range than mine. I stink on those shows. And it's not that they don't get me. I'm just not that good on them because everything I do is going to be a fucking problem.
Right, when they're really sensitive.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a backhanded way. Tom is a
Carol in the morning.
fucking... I can't do those.
So who's this Jim Norton?
Yeah, but you could... Tom is a weird case of a guy who can be totally clean, but really fun. Like, Tom's a really funny act. And I mean a fucking... Me and Alan Havey were talking about you.
When,
you kill. Tom fucking kills.
With
in the
middle-aged
cellar.
housewives, you should see what I can do.
But no, in any crowd, though. He's just got this...
You got a
He's
lot
a
of
nice
women?
guy, but he's aggressive.
A lot of women fans?
Yeah, a lot of ladies.
We don't have a lot of lady fans here.
Oh, we have 4.
I think we have 4.
What's
They
amazing,
change their
though-
look every once in a while, so we get tricked that we have new fans, but it's the same fucking broads.
No, what's amazing about this show, though, is I do a lot of corporate dates, like Microsoft or someone will bring me in, and...
You hear that, Jim?
A lot of...
Does that bother you?
No,
but a
because I
lot
could
of
never
them-
do them.
You don't
but
do the
when
corporate
I'm at
deals.
these corporate things, so many people come up and say they listen to O&A.
Nice.
And these are like, not what I in my head I would picture. Like, these are guys in suits and coming in and they're like running stuff, and there's like the manager or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a big fan when you go on the O&A." And it's like, wow, the reach of, I mean, and it's not just like a one-off, it's consistent.
Right.
It's because fans of this show have learned to be quiet and ashamed. We're like, this show inspires people. They're painting little fish on cave walls. We're Christianity fucking in 30 AD. You know, people have to kind of whisper, over Anthony stuff. Over Anthony.
Yeah, they do take me on the side like, I'm a big fan of O&A.
But don't tell anybody, please.
Don't tell my boss.
They'll fire me.
Keep it under your hat.
All right, Tom Papa's here.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break and we'll continue.
Oh, wait, I'm going to, wait,
where are you
there's
gonna be,
something on
Tommy?
this paper, too.
What is that, buddy?
It says I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona next weekend.
So will I. Where are you going to be?
Stand Up Live.
I'm not doing. I'm doing a corporate gig, a private party.
Oh, nice.
First time.
Maybe we can have like dinner.
No, I'm busy.
No, I mean, because we're going to be in the same town.
The 15th?
No, the 13th. Yeah, 13th through the 15th.
I will be in Phoenix.
Oh, we should do something.
I would like that.
I love Phoenix.
I do too.
Do you like laser tag?
I love laser.
We should play laser tag.
I have apnea. I'm lucky if I get an hour a night. I'm lucky if I get to the gig.
I know. It's
Laser
really true.
tag.
Have you ever been to that club, Stand Up Live?
No, I've done.
Supposed to be nice.
What did I do in Phoenix last time? What the
Tempe Improv?
Oh, yeah. One of the best rooms in the country. How did that... Here's why I closed. Because I did there a great job. I had great shows. Utah is a great club in Utah.
Yeah.
In fucking Salt Lake City, they got an amazing comedy club.
Yeah.
You never know some places, man.
So
You show up
strange.
for the first time and it's fucking packed.
Yeah.
And then other times, it's like, this is my 9th time through and nobody gives a fuck.
E-Rock found the phone call.
Okay.
I think it set it up, so we could just play it into break. How long is it?
It's about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So what's the setup, Jimmy, once again?
It was...
Why are we playing this out of nowhere?
Lydia had... Because Tom and I had... Tom did this live radio show at the Village Underground. Like an old school thing.
Classic radio, like scripted sketches.
Foley work?
Yeah, a little bit of that type of stuff like that.
Can I do like the horse sound next time?
Yeah. We're going to do a
Clip,
Christmas
clop.
extravaganza. And he came into the room on his horse. Clip, clop, clip, clop.
Can I just do that? That's all I want to do.
Yes.
Or thunder. Or I could do fire thing.
Sleigh bells.
Fire.
Yeah, so Jimmy came in and he played the machine.
Right.
Oh, it's getting hot.
Yeah, it's warm.
Ooh, it's really...
Oh.
That fire. Who put on that much wood?
So Tom said he wanted his sound machine. He was doing some fart sound effects just to kind of make fun of that. And I said, let's bring a couple extra ones. And I suggested the car crash and Homer and a couple of... But, we talked about that. And
So last night.
I said a great example of that last night of sound effects. Like the most jarring example I can think of is this one we're going to play, where Lydia, the psychologist who calls in, the big-titted, sexy psychologist, was here. And we were talking to her, and I think we talked about grief, although it's probably cut out of this. And then it goes into the phone call where a guy called in who had dealt with grief.
Oh, boy.
And then this is all Anthony, and it was just jarring.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Joe from Long Island.
Hey, Joe.
Hello,
How
Joe.
are
I'm okay. I was hearing your discussion, and I'm divorced 7 years. I had 2 children. My 17-year-old daughter, 5 years ago, died in a car accident because my ex-wife told her that I would not put her through college. And my 19-year-old son doesn't talk to me today. What do I do?
Well, a little detail. So the 17-year-old daughter killed herself with a car?
No. She didn't kill herself. She was on the way home from a job.
Right.
Because she took a job because my ex-wife told her that I wouldn't pay for her to go to college. And on the way home from that job one night, she was killed in a car accident.
Oh, man.
But you're saying that it was because you were not sending her to college. I mean, that's not why.
No, it's because if he would have paid for college,
Right, she wouldn't have been
she
there
wouldn't have had
working,
the
right.
job, which means she wouldn't have been on the road and she wouldn't have died in the car accident. So it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Is that why
also, the car that was given to her was one of those old Saturns that folded up like paper, and my brother-in-law gave it to her.
There's plenty of guilt to go around, huh?
Oh, big time.
Is that
Big
why your
time.
son's not talking to you?
No, my son doesn't talk to me because of whatever my ex-wife has told her, and she made our divorce a living hell that lasted 4 years because she was only interested in property and money.
First off, let me let you off the hook. Your daughter's death is not your fault.
I know that it's not my fault. I grieve my daughter's death, but I still it hurts terribly that my ex-wife would actually say this to a child.
It's hard to believe that someone you once loved could hate you so much, to be so cruel.
Well, like I said, it was all about having a boyfriend and money and getting everything that she wanted, which in court she did.
It sounds like this is still so fresh for you, like it happened yesterday.
I'm divorced since 2002, and my daughter died 2 months after our divorce.
You can't bring your daughter back. There's nothing you can do about that except to let go of the guilt.
Shit. For the first time ever, I am so uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, I've let go of the fact that my daughter died, needlessly, and I grieve her. And I also forgave my ex-wife for what she did, even though she doesn't believe it. I wrote her a letter telling her that. Because you know what? If I carry around this pain and this anger, it only destroys me.
Yeah.
Have you tried to talk to your son?
Yeah, he talks to me. Dad, let's see. You got money? Dad, how's my medical and dental benefits? But other than, asking for money or for medical or dental benefits. It doesn't go any further than that.
It's hard to hear this stuff. I think you hear that the boys are having a little trouble hearing this stuff, sir.
Yeah, I know that they are, but that's okay. I understand their motives.
You have to try and reach out to your son in any way you can.
She's dead! Yeah, I try to reach out to him, but he's very non-cooperative.
Keep trying. You can't control how he reacts. All you can do is control your attempts.
True.
That way, if God forbid you died tomorrow, you knew you did everything in your power to make that relationship better.
Are you kidding me? My son tells me he wouldn't come to my funeral.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
He will have to live with that grief and lack of closure with you, sir, but you don't have to live with that. You do everything you can to make things right and know that you've done everything you can. No one can do more than that.
Okay?
Okay, terrific.
Okay, terrific.
Good luck, sir. It sounds like a tough situation.
Thank you very much, and have a good day, boys.
Oh, take it easy. Sorry about your loss.
Got it, man.
You're going to be okay.
I am, I've never actually been grateful to not have a sound clip machine. I'm
so mean.
Wow.
Oh, God.
I didn't do anything.
Funny, but mean.
He doesn't like real moments.
What? Is that what it is? I get too uncomfortable. I have to do stuff.
Get up if you want to. It's Grim in the morning with Greg and Jim.
Tom Papa has joined the program.
Ringo the bells, ring ding ding dong.
La 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 la.
You know, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I couldn't listen to when we were off the air. Was that da 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 da? You know the retarded kid.
Oh, can we play for Tom Papa, please?
Ding, fries are done.
Yeah, let's start.
Ding, fries.
Let's start playing all our
this?
goofy Christmas shit.
Yeah,
please.
it's the holidays. Bum, bum, bum,
You got it, E-Rock?
This reminded me so much of the Opie and Anthony show. I could not listen. This depressed me terribly in 2003 and 4
Do you want
we
it
were off
with
the
or
air.
without the music?
Huh?
There's two versions, with or without the music.
I never heard it with the music. Without
Just
the music.
the original. By the way, we can't take credit for this. We just
found it. Yeah.
Just found it, like every other radio guy. It's one of those things a lot of guys play. So here it is for Tom Papa.
Da 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 da. I work at Burger King making flavor Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding by the done, ding by the done, ding by the done, ding by the done. I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run. Don't buffer fries and hot fat, it really hurt bad and so the skin grabs. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Where is the bell? Wait for
Why
the
this
bell.
depressing?
Can't hear the
Because it
bell.
reminded me of
Where
the
is
show.
bell? Ding by the done, ding by the done, ding by the done, ding by the done. I work at Burger King making flavor Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that?
It's
Would you
relentless.
like an apple pie with that? Ding by the done, ding by the done, ding by the done. Ding by the done.
That just reminded me of the weird things. Would remind me of the show when we were off, and I fucking would be out of my mind depressed
Yeah.
because this great gig I had found was just taken away. It was awful.
You want to hear a brand new Christmas song?
Yeah.
We all know DMX, right?
Yeah.
This shit was trending yesterday.
What?
DMX decided he needed to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, really?
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on! Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it close. Come on, come on! All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, come on, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history forever. You go down in history forever. You go down in history. What?
What's impressive is that he knows all the words.
Yeah, very good.
I don't.
DMX. That's just scary, though. I mean, Christmas songs are supposed to make you feel like warm inside.
Yeah, if your kids are listening to that, they just start
Holy
crying.
Fuck, I want to run away. I want to run away from the scary man.
I only know the first like 3 words of every Christmas carol.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you know the first verse and then the rest.
I like it's the most wonderful time of
The year. And then what's next?
Da 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 and da 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 da. Something about ghost stories. I know that's
the
in here.
most wonderful time of the year.
This is my number one, by the way. People know that.
Yeah?
This song?
This is my number one Christmas song.
It is a really good one.
Stinks. Who sings this?
Andy Williams, who's no longer with us.
Look at Jim's face.
Wonderful time of the year.
This bugs me.
Why?
I just don't like it.
It's joyous.
You know, Paul McCartney's is good. What's that? I want to win. No, it's Feliz
I
Navidad.
want to hold your hand.
No, there was another. There was a Christmas
Yesterday.
one. Yes, he sang on December 26th. It's my Christmas. What was McCartney's Christmas song?
You're thinking of John Lennon's.
This is it right here.
Yeah, this is okay.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Yeah, that's McCartney. It's not Lennon.
But then you don't know the rest of the words. You know the first line and then na 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 and something else. Gonna put it up.
All right, I don't even know the first line. Oh, yeah.
The moon.
Moose.
Is this Lennon or McCartney?
It's McCartney.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, this with wings, right?
I think it's some solo.
All right, there you go.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Yeah, this I like.
The party's on. The feeling's here.
All right, we don't have to play this shit.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear the
We
opening.
got stations dedicated to this. They start the Christmas music in October. Go there. We'll play a couple here and there.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
holidays.
That's another one of my favorites.
I got nothing on. Where you do but sha sha.
You're right. I don't know any of the words.
Right?
But I could do that part. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Who does Happy Holidays?
Habba dooba doo, zung zing zing.
I'm old school because No, that's not the one. That is so not the one me and Papa are referencing.
I don't know the song.
The other one is a lot more up front. Happy holidays.
That one's back from the 20s.
Mercifully, I don't know that song.
I just wrote no jingle.
I know
Happy holidays.
Perry Como Christmas songs. I know. That's because that's all the shit my dad was listening to.
Nat King Cole.
Come on, where's the
Nat
happy
King
holidays?
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time.
Oh, it might be Andy Williams again.
Andy Williams was the man.
He was the shit.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, there's the one.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. While the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holiday to you.
Wow, he's working it. Take that, Hinder.
That's some smooth shit right there.
It's the holiday season.
It sure is.
And Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground. When old Santa...
That's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. We never get the white Christmas.
Never.
All the songs were
I
about
know.
having a white Christmas, and guess what? It's all just dirty and gray outside.
Like 10 years ago, I remember it snowed on Christmas night. Remember, it was like almost a blizzard.
Right.
And that since then...
Nothing.
And I remember because my kid was really little.
Yeah.
And then since then, there's been no snow.
No, never. It never happens.
Nothing.
Who the fuck is he singing these songs for? Maine and fucking North
Minnesota.
Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota.
The rest of the country, we don't get the white Christmas.
It's a North Dakota Christmas.
I hate
when
the
you're beating your wife and got a big knife.
Bing
You have
Crosby?
Snow. What?
Bing Crosby?
Bing Crosby, right?
I like that.
Bing Crosby.
I like the song where like it's snowing so much that she has to stay the night, and you just know that there's going to be some finger popping, but they make it all romantic and shit, where they're going to hang out around a fire.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, she now has to stay there. You know that.
I really should go.
You know she's getting it in the shitter next to the fire. But
Why?
they can't say it in song.
Why is your hand up my dress? Baby, it's cold outside.
He's working it in this song.
He totally is.
But baby, it's cold out.
That means I'm fucking horny and I want some ass.
He's got her car keys in his hand. He won't give them back.
I love breaking down these old songs because it's all about trying to get some action, but they romanticize the whole fucking thing.
So he wants to stick it in her ass, and he's trying to think of how he can sing. After I pulled it out, there was a chestnut. A chestnut. God damn it. I was going to say a chestnut on my helmet, and I got eager.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Really should go.
He's trying to get her drunk.
Sounds like Patrice's story about the rest area.
Give me my panties back.
Right.
It's cold outside.
This is Dean Martin, right?
Yeah.
I always hated Dean Martin stuff.
I
Why?
love Dean Martin.
He's terrible.
He's great.
He's not.
He's all right.
What's
He's
a good
kind of bluesy, Jimmy.
Exactly. What's a good Dean Martin song? With a big pizza pie. That's amore. I get it. That fucking song stinks.
When the moon hits your eye.
Like a big pizza pie. Yuck.
Hey, what happened to that broad? Did she spend the night and get pregnant?
Yeah, she did.
What happened? What happened to that broad? See, he's working it, man.
How lucky that
Can you turn this down?
He is so horny in this song.
He's working it.
And she keeps saying no.
He's taking her clothes off.
And then I think in the end she basically says, what the hell?
Yeah.
This video is the Glee version.
No doesn't mean no in this one.
I don't acknowledge Glee, Sam Roberts.
Good for you. Lead the cause.
It looks like an exhausting show with all that singing every week.
It really does.
Fuck.
Oh, is that what that's about? I've never seen it.
I think we were talking about it last week. Broadway musicals, they're just exhausting to sit through.
Like the worst.
And then they finally talk for a couple minutes. You're so relieved, but
Thank
but
God.
all it is setting up the next song. You're like, fuck.
When you hear him revving up, it's the worst.
Right.
It's really, well, I don't know. It's kind of spicy. What do you mean? Well, have you ever had spicy food? Oh, here it comes.
No, because the music will start. Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Dun dun. Because I am not coming home. Bum bum bum. Oh, you
That's when
fucking
you know there's
started.
a number about to begin.
Yeah.
I'm really not coming. I'm really not coming home.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh God, I
The
hate musicals.
worst.
Although we did say Book of Mormon, amazing.
One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
And that's a musical, and it was amazing.
But it was brilliant and
But that
funny.
was original and different. Now there's Elf the musical. There's
God.
A Christmas Story the musical.
Oh, my
Shrek
God.
the musical.
Clockwork Orange the musical.
Well, that's a good
I
one.
just made that up.
What happened to just talking?
I know, just a play.
With a couple songs, fine. Fuck. You know you're at a bad Broadway show when you look down at that fucking program and go, oh my God, all right, this wait. Oh, I missed one. Fuck, there's 7 songs left.
The worst.
You realize before intermission it's a complete waste of time, and now you're just counting down the songs.
You know, you have in your future, though, are little kids' musicals.
Yeah.
At the schools. Where every kid has to sing, and you have to sit through all of it.
All the
and you sit
crap?
through your kid, and it's great.
Of course.
And then you have to sit through 5 hours of other people's
Oh, my God,
useless sacks of garbage.
Other people's loads. Basically, you're listening to 5 hours of other people's loads.
Dressed up for Christmas. Loads with ski hats on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
That's funny. What was I gonna music? There was
Ring the bells, ring ding ding dong, ding 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 dong, chop chop chop, hoopy toopy choo, baba dee da dee doo.
You brought up something during the break. And I swear this happened to me last week as well, but not to your extent.
Oh.
When you get fucking dog shit on your shoe.
It was the worst.
Now people are like, what's the big fucking
No.
deal? We're not walking through the woods.
This is the worst I ever had.
We rarely see the woods in New York City. We're
know.
getting dog shit on our shoes by just walking on the sidewalk. It's
But
so
the
violating.
problem is that there's leaves on the ground.
Right.
So dog people see that as a free pass.
Right.
I'll just kick a couple. Like when I grew up in suburbia, you saw a pile of leaves, you would roll around in it. It was joyous. You'd be like, "Yay, leaves!"
Right.
Now you do that in the city. I was exhausted on Sunday. Exhausted. Just I'd flown it back from a gig. Did this whole thing all day. I was spent. And my daughter's like, "But you promised a Christmas tree. We're going to get a tree."
Yeah, you got to go home and be a father.
So you just suck it up and you do it. So I've got this tree on my back. I'm walking through the village and I get into my apartment and I put the tree down. And now we got to find the stand. You got to find the boxes. This is a big deal.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you. Little music for your story.
I go marching around the apartment 5 times.
Right.
I get the ladder out. I climb up the ladder. I crawl in this crawl space thing. I find the boxes. I find the stand, and I start sliding back on my stomach. And as my feet are dangling trying to find the ladder, I realize in my hand, in my hand, is a pile of dog shit. I swear to God. I'm like, why? How? Oh, no.
And a little dog shit goes a long way, man.
A long way. I just start yelling at my kids. I'm like, get me a paper towel. Get me something. I'm holding dog shit. My kids are so pure, they don't even know what that means. They're like, why is he so mad? Does that mean poop? I'm literally holding it in my hand with a leaf. There's a leaf in my hand.
But how'd it get on your hand?
Because it was on my feet. And as I crawled through the crawl space, I left it.
Oh, now you're backing
and now
out.
I'm backing
I
up.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
So not only is it on my hand, it's on my stomach,
And
it's
it's
on my
all over
jeans.
the fucking apartment.
And then I go down.
Well, it's in the crawl space, too.
Right. So now my wife follows the trail of when I came in the apartment, walked around the rug in circles, down the stairs.
Don't you? I always take my shoes
Everywhere.
off when I walk in the apartment. That's why.
I didn't. I was carrying a tree. I couldn't even think.
How mad were you?
Furious. But you don't want to ruin the Christmas moment.
That's a
so
major,
I just kind
that's
of
a major cleanup.
So I'm just kind of. I didn't want the kids to think I'm like this crabby old man.
But
So
dog shit, you can't get the smell off your hands.
I swear, Jimmy, I'm still smelling it.
Dog shit.
It's still like, even though it's not on me anymore, I still have the smell in my nose.
Dog shit will make you cry. It'll make you cry when it hits.
It really will.
Especially if you got shoes on with those deep, treads. You're like, fuck.
Then what do you do with your shoes? What do you do with them?
You buy new ones. It's a
You just
dog with
throw
the
'em out.
flu. It's not like one of those hard dog logs in suburbia. It's
No.
a wet, nervous New York dog shit.
I find puddles and just jump up and down a little bit, hoping that'll do it. Then you find a little stick and
just
some
walk around
leaves
outside.
And, it's such a bummer.
Do you-
but it's these dog owners in New York City.
Oh, I
they
hate
they
them.
will not clean up
Hate
after
them.
their fucking dogs.
The worst.
And they will look around and see if anyone's looking, and
Yeah.
they'll walk away from poo that's right there on the sidewalk.
Oh,
they don't give a fuck.
They don't care. I literally was holding it in my hand.
Dude, one of my fondest childhood memories is Mark Rosenberg, and Jason Rosenberg and I were very good friends. Mark Rosenberg, who's his older brother, we were sitting on the lawn, and Mark leaned his hand back to sit like casually on the grass, and he sunk his hand into a pile of shit. It was so fresh. I literally could see the dog around the corner snickering. Like
When you can feel it's still warm.
Dude, it couldn't have been a fresher pile of dog shit. And he was in such ready to relax mode. It's one of my greatest memories ever was his hand sinking into it.
And you really need help at that moment, but everyone is running from you like a bomb just went
And dude,
off.
that smell, you cannot wash the smell of dog shit off your hand.
You can't.
Only time.
It's in my carpet. And we like sprayed it and
You
did
had to hire
stuff.
a professional.
And then last night I'm sitting there just reading at the end of the night, and the
Have you walked
came
by
back.
and actually knelt down and smelled the carpet?
Yeah,
That's what I would have done. Just
Of
keep
course.
smelling it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Call a professional carpet cleaner. Just bite the bullet.
You're right, because
right.
I stepped in dog shit recently, and I actually went and bought new shoes yesterday.
Just get rid
I
of
finally had it.
You just chucked them?
Yeah, I kind of needed them.
Leave
but
'em in the
that,
hallway.
But that was the thing that put me over the top. Like, just get your shoes, asshole.
Just and all the way down the stairs leading into the apartment.
How about when they just smear the dog shit on the sidewalk?
The worst.
Are
When
we
they-
doing observational humor now? 'Cause
No.
I don't like doing observational
No,
humor.
it's more, everyone's
the
thinking
hacky
dog
kind.
shit.
I don't like doing
You're like Andy Rooney now.
No, but I mean,
You ever notice when you have a clump of dog shit in your hand, you don't want to spoil the Christmas spirit?
Have you ever stepped in dog shit? I have. It's really awful.
You ever step in shit? I did when I got this easy gig.
but they'll
That's the
smear it on the
worst.
sidewalk.
The worst.
Or your dog has like the shits, so it's
Yeah,
all watery.
the diarrhea
so-
dogs, and they just squirt it all. That's the worst part about
You have a
living
dog?
here. No, I've
People
got two
tell me to get a
cats.
dog. I'm like, no,
Don't.
I don't want
put a piece of
dog in New
Not
York
now.
City?
We've got little kids.
Thank you.
You just have one more thing that you've got to clean up after.
Thank you.
Why can't dog owners, when a dog is going to shit outdoors, just slide a paper under and make them shit on that?
Yeah, exactly.
How hard is that to slide a piece of paper on instead of putting the bags over your fucking hands
And
like
then you
your
gotta-
hospice nurses?
Then you got to feel the warm fucking
Fuck you.
dog shit in your hand.
How about you just put a piece of paper down and say shit on that, or I'm going to kick you in your stomach?
Or how about you just get a dog that is tiny and shits out little goat marbles? These things people walk around in New York with Great Danes.
Right.
Can you imagine the
Right.
logs that are
Right.
coming
No.
out of a Great
Right.
Dane?
No.
And it's really strange because a lot of people in New York City get dogs because they're so fucking lonely because they don't want to talk to anybody else.
That's right. Exactly.
Why would you? I don't understand why you would have a dog in a big, huge city like that.
Especially with long, I could see a Rottweiler, but then you see these long fur dogs that are picking up cigarette butts and grit and their own shit caked in their hair.
And it rains out, and their bellies are just
stink.
scooping up disgusting
And then
puddles.
they jump on your pillows. I would put a piece of paper down, and the first time the dog didn't shit on it, I would plant my foot in his fucking stomach, and he'd go, "Oh, I shit on that when you put it there. I got it."
What about the people? And it'll piss people off because we're talking to them. That get the drooly dogs.
Oh,
with the fucking
Turner and Hooch type
the,
shit?
The shit that's just hanging out of their mouths constantly. Why
And
would
then-
you buy that dog?
And then you go to their house, and the dog comes over and slobbers on you. You're like, ugh. And they go, oh, you're not a dog person? What?
I'm
What
sorry.
dog people like
I'm
that?
sorry I didn't accept his, his slob.
Or they lick your face? A dog licking your lips? And I don't understand it. We have
Well,
two cats.
people get pissed in my elevator because I refuse to pet their dogs because everyone just assumes, oh, I love my dog. Everyone else loves
Right.
my dog. But my issue is I'm very allergic to most dogs, and that's why I actually like dogs.
They're fine.
But then they'll start sniffing and they expect me to put my hand down and give them a quick pet, and I don't, and they get mad at me.
Right.
And I don't feel like explaining that if I touch your dog, I could be sneezing for the next 12 hours.
Your dog is not a radar for people's personalities.
Right.
Like if your dog doesn't like you, or if someone doesn't pet your dog, it means nothing.
See, I love a good dog pet section in the elevator. Live for it. I'll pet the shit out of a dog in an elevator.
Really? Your floor?
Yeah, that's my floor, and I get off. I love it. I love when a dog is all friendly. I'm like, that's fine. Because I get my fucking animal time, and I wash my hands because the dog usually stinks. But it's nice.
One of my favorite things to see as I walk around is you got two dogs, and you know how they have to sniff each other and
Yeah.
shit? And there's always one dog that's more aggressive and bigger and just like completely violates the other dog in front of you.
Right.
It makes me laugh so hard,
It's
man.
a tape rape right
Like,
in
I
front
would
of you.
never walk around with a tiny dog that's going to be violated by everyone else's big dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you see the guy who owns the little dog. He wants to kick the shit out of the owner of the big dog. He gets pissed.
You're walking around with the subservient prison dog.
Right.
Well, the best is when the little dog violates the big one. Once in a while, you see that when the
Every
fucking
once in
big
a
dog's
while.
all sheepish, and
Right.
the little one just wants to put his dick in.
Goes to town. Yeah, it takes balls to do that. They
Yeah.
have no clue. They're so fucking small.
That's like literally one of us fucking grabbing Kenny and fucking trying to throw him, bend him over, and stick our dicks in his ass.
If I lived in a with land, maybe a dog.
I would
Where you
have-
open the door and you let it go.
If I had a backyard, I would have
Yeah.
a dog or a dog run.
You see the people at like the dog park just sitting there in the summer when it's all dusty and hot, and they
And
just
your dog's just picking up every fucking dog disease possible.
it's the city is not a place for a
It
dog.
can't be good when your dog's running around in other dogs' shit.
No.
No,
And then it gets in their paws.
And then it's your apartment's got to be. I mean, you know, it's so hard to keep a New York apartment clean just with humans in it.
Because of the air that blows, and when you open your window, it's soot.
Black air,
Black air.
literally. You leave your window open for one day.
I'm amazed we don't all have black lung in
I
this
don't know.
city.
Where does it come from? You just rub your hands and they're black just from your counter from having the window open.
This guy say nothing worse than trying to clean a turd off a long-haired cat. Oh God.
Oh yeah, then you got to clip it.
Yeah. It's been cleaning up my son's shit.
We had a little dog when I was growing up, and it kept rubbing its ass on the carpet. And we were like, we brought it to the vet. We're like, what's the problem?
They're
They're
called
like,
scooting?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, its anal glands get swollen, and you've got to squeeze them.
Okay.
You've got to release the. Like, all right. Well, it was nice knowing you, puppy.
Yeah. You gotta squeeze the
poison.
dog's asshole veins?
Literally is what they were saying to us.
For how long? Once?
Like once a month.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Let nature fix that.
Right. How do they survive before we decided
Right,
to
before
take them into our homes?
I'd rather put my finger in its ass and scratch it than fucking squeeze its anal glands.
Yeah, like how are they surviving before a human got the idea to put their fingers up there and squeeze
Fuck
it?
that.
Oh, we were just literally we got rid of it.
We got a guy. We live in the country. We have 4 dogs. My dogs shit and each other's, and then they eat each other's shit.
Right.
Excuse me. I got to sit out of it.
Good
I'm having
Lord.
fun. And then they vomit it back up.
Oh, why? What are you not getting in your life that makes you put up with that?
I got an animal lover in my family. My brother Brett.
Yeah.
And him and his wife. They take in all the dogs and cats.
Oh, really? All the strays.
So we went over there for Thanksgiving, and I'm even more allergic to cats. Bad.
Oh man.
And there's a few other people in my family, deathly allergic to cats.
Yeah.
And they keep a spotless place, so it's not like they're not.
Yeah.
Keeping the dander down.
Uh-huh.
And half of us were sneezing our asses off, and it turns out they won't tell us how many cats are in the house. I saw what I thought were different cats, but now I'm not sure. I thought I was seeing. I thought I was seeing the same cat. Excuse me. But now I'm starting to think it was a lot of different cats that are similar in their appearance.
So it's really like 20 cats.
They'll admit to 5.
5.
They'll admit.
That's
to
what they
5,
admit to.
But I'll ask them. Go, how many cats you got? They're like, and I go, 5.
How do you survive a whole Thanksgiving?
I'm supposed to. It was supposed to be a whole thing, a sleepover. I haven't been out to Long Island in a while. And
Yeah.
we had to get a hotel, man. I was
Really?
yeah,
Just
I was in
bail?
bad shape. My brother even said, he's like, yeah, you can't stay here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We have this little kitten in my my daughter's friend comes over who's highly allergic, but a little kid can't stop picking up a kitten.
Right, I know.
So she just picks up and her eyes are tearing and snot's pulling down her
Right.
face. I just love him so much. I just love him so much. Oh,
kids are stupid.
There's still dog shit everywhere. I know it.
I
can smell it.
love kittens and cats.
Hire a cleaner.
But I
Yeah,
know I
you're
can't
right.
touch them. Can't touch them.
Steam
do it.
cleaning, fucking with that fucking machine. They'll take
Yeah.
the smell out.
Oh,
But you have shit everywhere.
I hire a fucking professional to come in and clean the mat in my bathroom.
Really?
No. Just kidding.
No, we got the same cleaning lady. Me and Jimmy share a cleaning lady.
She's doing me today. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
I have to have someone clean.
You know, she's getting a little chubby.
Yeah,
I
she
called
put-
her, by the way. I
She's
called
great.
her. She was too busy.
I know. She blew off Tom Papa.
She's too popular.
Oh, really?
We're passing
Yeah.
our cleaning lady around to everybody.
Trying to give her some fucking business.
I'm going to have a conversation with her because she looks a little chubby right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yo, who's that?
It's the holiday weight. It's the cookie weight.
Some big, important people just walked by. Who is that?
Oh.
Santa Claus.
Wiz Khalifa's out there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's doing sway.
Where is he?
He just went in.
Oh, I want to take a picture with him.
Wait, who's he again?
He's a big rapper.
Wiz?
Wiz.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
huge.
I've heard the name.
He just went into Sway's studio.
Oh, okay.
Will he come
He
in
sings
here?
a lot about marijuana.
He smells a lot like marijuana.
All the hallways stink.
Really?
He reeks of weed right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I take a picture with him when he's
I wonder
done?
why I can't be that kind of guy that just. There's some celebrities you're just high 24/7, and
Yeah.
people take care of you, and they tell you when you got to be places, and
Must be nice.
yeah, how do you do that?
He's got like an 8-person entourage with him.
That's stupid.
You got to roll.
He's spending
with a
all his
crew.
money.
I know.
Don't they learn from the Hammer?
They don't learn.
They got to learn from the Hammer. Hammer
don't
got
hurt him.
broke because he was trying to take care of too many people.
But it was a really poignant father moment when I tracked dog shit everywhere. Like, because I knew, like, I wanted to blow.
Right.
But I knew you got these little kids, they're all excited for the tree.
Right.
It was a Buddhist moment that I wasn't just
Losing
throwing the
your
tree,
mind.
cursing at everyone. You couldn't do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? I literally was like,
You were zen.
I was zen.
You just, by the way, that will affect who she marries. Because, like, she'll remember Dad being a nice guy and quiet. She's not going to marry some abusive asshole.
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
Dad threw the tree down the fucking elevator and screamed, "Fuck you kids," and threw his dog shit shoe at us and sulked in his room.
Which is everything you want to do.
Yeah,
Your
of
instinct
course.
wants to do that.
But then like after you have one of those freakouts, everyone's looking at you like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I know.
You just feel
Exactly.
like an idiot.
Exactly.
I might have done that a few times
I
over
just,
the years.
I just stood in the kitchen, downed a beer in like 2 gulps.
Really?
I was like, all right, let's do the tree, everybody.
Yay.
Bum, 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 bum.
I think I'm getting the snowing Christmas tree this year.
What do you mean? What's that?
I went from a guy that really blew off Christmas for probably a good decade to all in again.
You got to go all in.
I've been all in for about 8 years though now. But now with
Nice.
the kids, now I'm starting to really appreciate some of this shit they come up with.
How old's the oldest?
2.5. 2.5.
Oh, man. It's just starting to get to prime time.
2.5 and now 2 months for the young one. I shouldn't even be here. I should be just raising my kids for a while.
Nah.
This doesn't affect that.
You don't
though.
wanna
This
do
is only
that.
a few hours a day. We're done by 10.
Doesn't affect it. My God, I got 2 jobs, and I go home and I have to be a full-time father.
But I mean, this is the easiest job you'll ever have with children. I mean, like,
Yeah.
imagine working 9 to 5 in a warehouse.
Well, the option is not work at all. If that's what I'm. I don't need to work.
You don't want to
anymore.
do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be there all the time.
I came real close a couple months ago.
Did you really?
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
I was kind of talked into it.
Really?
I'm happy I'm here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It started to look real good to just
No.
not work for a while.
It's good for like a
A
2 or
month,
3
yeah,
days.
yeah.
Right.
And then you really get like, all right, get me out of here. I do not belong here. Changing diapers. It's not.
I don't mind. Do you ever minded changing diapers?
No, I was happy to
I
help
thought
out.
it'd be way worse. I don't care.
No.
It doesn't bother me at all.
No,
Every
it's-
once in a while, you get a bad one where you're like, "Holy
Yeah.
fuck!"
Or
Or
the-
smell like a homeless guy.
That we had this diaper genie thing where you,
Yeah, we got that.
and you twist it and then it comes out like a sausage, like,
Yeah, we got that.
20 diapers in a row. Like,
I love throwing that down the
linked.
garbage chute,
Oh,
and I live about 500 feet in the air. Oh, man. I can only imagine what happens when that hits at the bottom. It's got to explode like a bomb.
Oh, that thing is brutal.
It has to.
That thing stinks.
It doesn't stink because then it's all contained.
Yeah, but once in a while they snap open and it's brutal.
Imagine-
No, but I mean, I was happy chipping in and doing
What's
all that
that?
stuff, but you don't want to be there that often. No, you can't. It does something to you as a man.
You just gave me a great idea for a video.
But what's the snow tree?
And I know Pat Duffy would do it. I want to do baby diaper bathtub.
Baby, what?
Just fill a bathtub with diapers.
Oh,
used diapers.
Oh,
Cold
But you'd have
feet.
to. How long would you save your used diapers for?
Oh man, with 2 kids, it'll be pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long, probably a couple weeks.
Depends what they're eating.
Yeah. Oh, I'd make sure I change their diets and everything for this. Why don't we break? Because I want to do a little more radio with Tom Papa before Martin Freeman comes in here.
Can you ask
who's in The Hobbit?
Can I? Do you have time to tell me what the snow tree is?
Oh yeah, it's online. It's the tree actually snows, shoots shit out of the top, and then comes down as snow.
all over the apartment.
Well, then they got like this collector thing.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see if this video.
Really?
Yeah, there it
Oh,
is.
yeah, it's like in a tub. So does it recirculate?
Yeah,
like a fountain?
it continues to recirculate. Look at that. Your tree's snowing. My kid's gonna love that.
That's hilarious.
I tried to get it last year and I waited too long. They were sold out.
We made fun of those a lot last year.
Huh?
We made fun of those a lot last year.
Yeah, but it's not for me. My two and a half year old will be convinced it's snowing in the apartment.
That's so funny. It's such a dad thing. It's not for me. It's for the 2.5-year-old.
I kind of like this one.
I love
It's white trashy for sure, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not above being white trashy at times.
Christmas is white trashy.
You think?
Yeah.
See? There
Look
you
at
go.
that's hilarious.
It's like a sprinkler.
It's literally spraying.
It's a sprinkler, but then each branch looks like there's snow on it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
With my big tree is snowing. Happy holidays to you. Do you do a tree jam at home?
I have, but I don't know if I'm going. Jesus Christ. Fucking Flemmy Zilch. I'm not sure I'm going to this year. It's just me. So
Do you do it to pick up the ladies?
No, I'll get a small table top tree for what? It's just me. I need to look at it. Good. Nothing under this.
I look forward to January 2nd or 3rd when I can throw that shit out.
Yeah, we have a
Some of these
terrace.
assholes, man. I mean, December 27th, you see so many trees on the sidewalk already. People are like, all right, let's
Done.
get this fucking thing out of our apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it early, and it's going to dry up. We have this terrace, like you can open up these doors, and I just wait until the sidewalk's clear and just hurl it.
Do you really?
I do. Then I run down, I feel guilty, and I push it to the
Run
side.
down and then you fucking, all right,
Yeah.
let me place it a little better than in the middle of the sidewalk.
It's like a Christmas tree bomb.
That's
It
great.
hits and explodes.
All right, we're going to break. Tom Papa's playing Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, next week.
Next week, meaning not this week?
Not this
Like a
Thursday,
week-
but next Thursday.
A week from Thursday.
Thursday through
Gotcha.
Saturday at Stand Up Live.
Very good. And Jimmy?
Caroline's April 11 through 14, I believe. I'm going
It
by
goes
memory
on
there.
sale.
It's on sale now. And, of course, New Year's Eve at Helium in Buffalo.
Oh.
That whole week I'm there at Helium Comedy Club. It's a new comedy club in Buffalo. So people have been asking me to go to Buffalo. I'm coming back. So buy tickets or I'll never fucking go back. And then Nashville. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing cities that people ask me to do if they don't sell really well.
It might be just one super fan, though.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, I've gotten enough emails from these places.
You'll do good in Buffalo.
Yeah, you'll get
I
some of
usually
the-
have, yeah.
And for the holidays.
You'll get some people coming down from Canada. Some people coming over from Rochester.
Yeah.
January 10 through 12, Nashville, and then January 25, 26, San Diego, the American Comedy
Some
Club.
people from the Cleveland area will probably make a little trip.
Coming across the border from Toronto.
Toronto, right. Yep. All
Coming
right.
to see Jimmy in Buffalo. Have
get-
some wings.
We got The Hobbit coming in today. Martin
Yes,
Freeman.
Martin Freeman from The Office, so I can't wait to talk to him.
We got to see The Hobbit. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Can't wait to talk to him. We'll do that in about a half hour. Oh God, this again. I mean, with over 5 million albums sold worldwide, the American rock band Hinder is back with their 4th studio album, Welcome to the Freak Show. Tom's not playing this time.
What happened?
Welcome to the Freak Show again.
Welcome to the Freak Show.
Co-produced by Hinder drummer Cody Hansen and Marshall Dutton at their hometown studio in Oklahoma City. Can I ask you something there, Sam Roberts?
Yep.
Why the fuck do I care if the drummer and the other guy produced this album?
Because
Who cares?
this is a project that they did on their own
But
without
does
the
that mean
band.
it's going to be a better
Oh yeah.
album?
This has Hinder all over it.
Co-produced by Hinder drummer Cody Hansen and Marshall Dutton at their hometown studio. Who cares they did it in their hometown?
Top to bottom, this is America and Hinder.
But isn't this like just filler for a live read?
Absolutely not.
No way!
Hometown studio in Oklahoma City. Welcome to the Freak Show includes the smash hit Save Me, plus singles Talk to Me and Should Have Known Better. Know what I would do if I was a sales staff?
Oh, God.
And that means they're going to owe me a little consultant fee here.
Mm-hmm.
How about includes the smash hit Save Me, and then I go, bam, I hit a button, and it's the hook of the song.
Save me!
That would sell records. Instead, we got Tom Papa.
Try guessing what it sounds like.
Right.
How do you think Save Me sounds?
Save me!
That's it.
And then Talk to Me and Should Have Known Better. We can play the hooks on those 3 songs. Now you're selling the actual album. People are like, fuck, that sounded kind of cool. I didn't know much about Hinder, but I'm going to pick up their 4th album.
Should have known better.
Hey, that sounded like somebody.
Should have known better.
Days of the New a little bit.
It's the same melody, the tonality is
Yeah.
changed slightly.
Yeah. It's
Who does
it's
that song?
Guns N' Roses again.
No, there's a song, and the guy just in the middle goes, yeah.
Should have known better.
Somebody will get it for me. It's on sale now, this album by Hinder for $9.99. If that's not enough, when you buy the deluxe version, why get so fancy? Why can't they just have one version for everybody? Why does it have to be so complicated?
It's the holiday. Entice people.
Well, how about you entice them by putting so much stuff on the one disc that everyone goes, oh, fuck, I'm just buying this thing.
These guys are.
Why do you have to get the deluxe version to get the 5 exclusive tracks available only at Best Buy? Why?
Luckily, they'll be able to save some money. They're not going to be buying any more live reads.
Tom Pop is leaving.
I'm not. I'm putting my. It's getting chilly here in the holiday studio.
Hinder breaks out of the rock mold with Welcome to the Freak Show.
Welcome to the Freak Show.
And they break out of the rock mold by doing an experiment with rock.
Finish.
Like in the
pop
laboratory.
and country. You can also see Hinder live on the Welcome to the Freak Show tour. Visit hindermusic.com for more information. I'm sure the band is terrific. I've heard the name, but I'm not really sure if I know their music.
Hinder!
And you would think E-Rock would have it ready for this read, because we did this exact read a half hour ago.
Hinder.
I don't want to.
Oh, fuck. Sal's on the board. Forget it. You
Oh,
got any
boy.
Hinder?
Yeah, I can pull something up.
Oh, why
I
pull
can
it up ahead of
something up
time?
12 minutes past the live read.
I want people to read my mind just a little bit.
Be on
huh,
top of it.
huh.
Care. It's about caring.
Yeah, Ope might make fun of this band, and he might go, what the fuck do they sound like? You know what? Just in case he says something like that, I'm going to have something ready.
I was
Or at
actually
the
looking
beginning
up
of the
Days
read
of the
while
New.
you're making fun of them. Think then. Maybe I should have something ready in case he continues to make fun of them.
Because I keep going, how does Save Me sound? And we only get Tom Papa's version.
Save me.
Yeah.
Different from the first version.
Get your copy of Hinder's latest release, Welcome to the Freak Show, today. On sale now at Best Buy for $9.99. $9.99 for a disc. That's nice, right? Get more
Sweet.
music from Hinder by purchasing. See that purchasing?
What's wrong with
It's a
that?
stocking stuffer.
The deluxe version with 5 exclusive tracks. Know what 5 exclusive tracks mean, right?
No, what?
Not good enough for the original album.
would you
I have to
say
say
it?
it.
Why would
I
you
have
say
to
it?
say it.
Brought back from the hinterland.
I have to say it.
Why would you say it?
That's the box set trick. Here's all the shit that we knew wasn't good enough for our albums. We're going to just throw it on a box set.
I can't
Because we
believe
the
can't afford to go
superfan.
back in the studio.
Right.
this one is worse than the last one.
What?
This read, it's worse than the last one.
Why? I think I'm selling a lot of fucking units. They're called units in the biz. Selling a lot of units for Hinder. So you purchased the deluxe version with 5 exclusive tracks. I'm sure they're terrific. I'm sure they are. Aveli.
That's the bumper
Aveli.
sticker. Hinder, we're terrific.
This whole thing's available at Best Buy there. Hinder.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Who's this?
You know who it is.
I gotta figure this out. Is this Hinder?
Oh, yeah.
This is Hinder Save Me.
This is the smash hit Save Me?
Sounds like Fozzy.
It's just like what I was singing.
Where's the Save Me part?
It's coming up. Here it comes.
That's it?
Get out of my face. I told you to save me.
You would think it would be Save Me! All right, that certainly is a smash hit by Hinder.
I've never heard that.
Kevin from Connecticut, I knew he had my back. Kevin, what do you got, buddy?
The one you were talking about where he goes, yeah!
Yeah.
It's Days of the New, and the song's called Enemy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's playing the acoustic guitar. He's getting ready to sing, and you hear in the background, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got two different yeahs. He's like, yeah, and then he's like, yeah!
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, nice. Good
Good
call.
You might know another song by Hinder. Oh, you might know Get Stoned.
No,
by Hinder.
I don't know this Hinder band.
They stone me when it comes to count. They stone me when I'm in the
Let me hear the Get
count.
Stoned.
Hey, Tom, Papa.
Hey, how are you?
That's Kevin from Connecticut. He
Hey,
knows
Kev.
his music.
What's the whole...
Nah, I don't know this. All right, good enough. Thanks, Kevin.
Are they a popular band?
I've heard the name. They sound good. I have no problem with them. Tom Papa was telling me. Is he coming in right now?
No, we're just getting Tom ready because he might come in a minute.
Oh, okay. So we got Martin Freeman, the Hobbit himself, coming in today.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Oh, Martin.
See Morgan Freeman's
I'm-
awful teeth in fucking
I'm
AOL.
Morgan Freeman.
They had a thing on celebrities with bad teeth, and Morgan Freeman's are awful. Really? Yeah. It's like, at least whiten them. If they're crooked, they're crooked. But Jesus, at least whiten them.
I do the voiceover of every film ever made. I'm Morgan Freeman.
He's not an actor. Stop saying he's a brilliant actor. He's just playing himself.
He's a national treasure.
No, he's not.
The best actor ever.
Plays the exact same role in every movie.
I'm
But
Morgan
Jimmy
Freeman.
could just leave the show.
Jimmy just left.
He ran after Wiz
Because
Khalifa.
he needed to get a picture with someone. Who's he trying to get a picture with?
He had to go get a picture with Wiz Khalifa.
But he doesn't even know who he is.
He has no clue.
We never gonna tell. I have him on my iPod.
Yeah, you know
Wiz
him?
Khalifa.
You know that guy, Jimmy?
Wiz Khalifa? I know he is, yeah. He's a big...
What does he sing?
Young and wild and free.
That's right, hey?
You know that?
With Snoop Dogg.
Kenny always makes me nervous because he always puts his finger over the flash every time. I say to him, just don't put your finger over the flash. And I always see his big dumb finger over it.
Did it come out?
Flash
Okay?
bad.
Yeah. He was actually really nice because he was walking away, and I just said, "Can I take a picture?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure." Like, he was actually very pleasant.
Because he's high.
Yeah, he's probably not a lot.
Tom Papa was telling me.
He's popular.
Oh, he's a bit popular. He's popular on the Twitter too, right?
Three. This is a good song.
One.
Rolled up, sagging my pants, not caring what I show. Keep it real, if you don't know me, keep it playing with my bros. It look clean, don't it? Watched it the other day, watch how you lean on it. Keep me some rubber with jeans on it, roll up bigger than King Kong's fingers and burn them things down to they stingers. You a class clown, and if I skip for the day, I'm with your chick smoking great.
It's like I'm 17 again, peach fuzz on my face. Looking on the case, trying to find a hella taste. Oh my God, I'm on the chase. Chevy, it's getting kinda heavy. Irrelevant, selling it, dipping away. Time keeps slipping away.
That's the Snoop right there.
Snoop coming in.
I recognize that shit. All right, listen, I want to ask Tom Papa about something before we get Martin Freeman in here.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Nah, he'll be here soon, though.
I do voiceover for every film
You
ever
said that
made.
already.
I'm Morgan.
That is a good Morgan Freeman.
I'm gonna piss while you guys are doing
What
that.
the
I gotta
Oh,
piss.
Jimmy, what's with your bladder? It's so
Dude,
little.
I piss a lot.
You don't drink coffee either, right?
I just slugged down 2 giant coffees and a bottle of water.
Oh, that's what
I'm
it
the
is.
fluid kid.
Are you nervous?
No, I just want to get him before Martin comes in. I want to go pee. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Can we call him Marty? Make believe we know him a little more than everyone else. Marty Freeman in studio.
I'm
going
Morgan
to do that.
Freeman.
I'm going to call him Marty.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Because I love when actors do that.
Jim Norton.
Like, you're not allowed to call,
Right.
Robert De Niro Bobby, but I can. It's Bobby De Niro to me.
We're personal
It's
friends.
Marty
I
Scorsese.
called Martin Short.
Marty once?
Marty once. He goes, "It's Martin."
He did not say that to you.
He did.
What a fucking idiot. Not you, him. He's an idiot.
Jim Norton has to pee 5 times a show. Morgan Freeman.
You did Comics Come Home in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Leary's fine charity event.
With Cam Neely from the
Cam
Boston
Neely.
Bruins.
Well, long time ago now.
Yeah.
At this point, a long time ago.
Now he's just Cam Neely.
He should be just Cam Neely at this point.
Right.
I was doing
Citizen.
Comics Come Home when I was working in Boston.
18 years ago.
That's about right. 98 we got fired, so that's 2 plus the 12, 14, and we started before that. Yeah, 15, 16 years ago I was doing Comics Come Home, or going to them. I never actually did Comics Come Home.
Did you ever come out on stage?
No. The other guy was allowed to, the morning guy at my radio station. And I'm amazed they're still doing it. And you did it this past year?
Yeah.
A couple months ago, a month ago.
Just
or so?
this month, yeah. Dennis Leary.
Who was on the lineup?
Don Gavin.
Doing his local shit?
Yeah.
And I mean that in a
hilarious.
good way, by the way.
What a classic. The Godfather of Boston comedy.
Right.
Adam Ferrara, Greg Fitzsimmons, and it was at a...
Sweeney?
No Sweeney.
Why no Sweeney?
No Sweeney, I don't know. But they had Lenny Clark.
I love Lenny Clark.
Lenny Clark, who's
Used
lost
to
like
work.
500 pounds.
Well, we got the fat version of Lenny Clark.
Yeah.
As soon as he started losing the weight, he's done with us.
Really?
I guess. A little
Wow.
insulted there, Lenny Clark. We like Lenny Clark.
Maybe it brings back food issues when he comes here.
Maybe.
But it was really great. They did it at Boston University at the hockey arena. It's a packed arena.
Were you saying about 10,000 people?
Yeah, it felt like that. Wow. It was big. It's a big hockey arena.
That's great.
Yeah, it was good. And so they tell me I'm going on second to last. And I'm like, so who's on before me? Fitzsimmons? They're like, yeah, Fitzsimmons, but then we're going to play a video of Patrice.
Where's that Comics Come Home?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I'm immediately concerned because it's going to be sad. They're like, no, it's not going to. It's a bit of his from his special that didn't air on Comedy Central. That they edited it out for time or whatever. So we're going to play that just like a set, like a 5-minute thing. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. So I'm waiting in the wings, and they bring up, they introduce him. It's been a year, and we miss this guy. He used to come do it all the time. He's so great, and the great Patrice O'Neill. And they play the video, and you think like, oh, so people just sit back and watch it and be like, oh, that was cool, nice little tribute. He kills.
Oh my God!
It's a hockey arena with 10,000 people, and he is killing this bit about people being mean to animals, and it's just killing. And I'm like, son of a bitch! I immediately selfishly go from, well, this is going to be sad, to, I can't believe I'm going to have trouble following Patrice again.
Right. You thought that's one thing I don't have to worry about anymore.
Exactly.
Since our friend has passed.
Right.
I don't have to follow him ever again on
stage. You
stage.
don't have to follow this legend.
How'd you do?
I did fine.
It was good.
I did fine, but it was just...
That's a tough spot for a comic, huh?
But it was just so impressive to watch. I mean, literally, that's how good... I mean, I have to tell you, but that's how good that... To just have a video go up and have an arena just laughing, like genuinely, like he's there in the room. It was pretty great.
Again.
I'm just sad as a comic that my videos wouldn't make people laugh like that. It's right back to me. I love Patrice, but fuck him. I'm more worried about my shit not getting laughs than his greatness.
Yeah, but it was cool, and it was cool of Leary to do it, and it was
absolutely.
really great.
Sam, I like pointing out where your raise is going.
Oh.
You know that. It's one of our ongoing bits.
What's that?
Sam hasn't had a real raise in a long time ago. They give him silly raises every once in a while.
What does he need a raise for when he's doing so well on YouTube?
Attaboy.
There you go.
Good point, Tommy.
Your latest raise money is going toward Eddie Vedder, who will be hosting a limited run show on Sirius XM. You know they're paying him a shitload of money to do this.
Well, a lot of people will subscribe to satellite radio when they find out that Eddie Vedder is hosting a show for like 2 weeks.
Right. So what kind of show will it be? I love Eddie Vedder and I love Pearl Jam.
What's he doing?
I just feel like they could spend the money in a better way, like giving raises to people like you and others that haven't had a raise around here in a long time.
Eddie Vedder buried treasures.
How about you give everyone a raise that hasn't had a raise in a really long time, and then you bring people like Eddie Vedder to the platform? How about you do that?
You could develop talent.
How about you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could do that.
Yeah. Can I hear Enemy in the beginning with yeah?
Yeah.
We're in no man's land, by the way. It's called in radio. We can't really start anything because we got the big star coming in, so we got to just fuck around for like 7 minutes.
Morgan Freeman's here.
Jimmy's preparing for the big interview. He's jotting down Actual questions, Jimmy?
Yes.
He's the Hobbit.
Yeah, he's the Hobbit. The oh,
He's from the Office.
He was in the original Office.
The original Office.
I saw you give us a look when I said we saw the Hobbit. Yeah, we did.
What?
And it's not out for another 10 days.
How did you see it?
Special screening.
What?
Yep.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
Really?
And I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy.
Do their feet smell?
I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I couldn't tell you what happens.
I know.
I don't know.
It's just Gollum and.
Oh, it's cool.
Any of those
And
movies.
a lot of cool battle scenes, but I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of the Lord of the Rings.
You can't keep track of the lands and the people, and you got to learn all new vocabulary.
Yeah, especially when it's all made up.
Right.
You know, if you see a movie and they mention Russia, you're like, oh, I know a little bit about Russia. Okay, I'm in.
Exactly.
But when they have some made up land,
Right.
it fucks up your brain. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, what do they do in this made up land?
He's going to Crystalline to meet with Mordor of the Linglangs.
Yeah, it's fucking
Like, who the
Clurb
fuck
City.
are the-
What?
Right.
Clurb City.
Where the fuck are the Linglogs? Exactly.
Oh, it's the worst.
But you could fill in that shit if it's real places. Like, oh, okay. Oh, they're going to China. Okay, I know a little bit about it.
Right.
All right.
Oh,
You have an
the-
idea.
The Klingklongs.
Who the fuck are the Klingklongs?
Are they good? Are they bad?
Right. But the people that read the books and are all in, they know. They know all that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
in and out.
They
But
know
to
that
me,
big time. Inside jokes, they're like in the movie, they'll be like, that's, they're acting like a cling clapper.
Oh, that's crazy.
We had some long scene with Kate Blanchett, was it? Right, Jimmy? Kate Blanchett's in the movie?
Is she?
I think she was in. They only have,
Kate Blanchett or Blanchett?
Blanchett.
Either way.
I know who she is, but I don't know what she looks like.
Liv Tyler.
She was in that one scene where they were talking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, this is a really important scene. And that's all I could tell you about it.
That's all you're saying.
They're setting up how, oh boy, this is a risky thing you're about to do. That's
I'm
all I
the
know.
Hobbit.
They only had 2 women in the whole film.
Yeah.
You notice that, Jimmy?
Liv
did not.
Tyler.
They
Who's
had
Liv
Kate-
Tyler?
She plays an elf or something.
No, that was in Lord of the Rings.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about the Hobbit.
Yeah, in The Hobbit, they have
I'm sorry.
Kate Blanchett and then some lady playing the flute. That were the only the only 2 women in the whole film.
It's a Hobbit sausage fest.
Although when the Hobbit's running through the village, when he decides he's going on the adventure, you see a couple women going, "Where are you going?" Yeah. And that was it for women in this film.
You'll never come back.
Oh, what? With his big fucking furry feet. Why the furry feet? I don't know. Do you know any of this shit?
I
just know it was a good movie.
I don't know why they have furry
We're
feet.
the worst people to interview the big star of The Hobbit.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Geeks would love this interview spot.
No, but we'll ask
And
good
nerds.
questions. You think he wants to just talk about Hobbit shit? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He might be a big Hobbit fan.
He's a funny guy.
Yes, he is. But he doesn't like being a celebrity. A lot of guys like that just don't. Like really great actors, a lot of them genuinely just like, ugh, this fucking.
That's how I feel. Just as a great actor.
Do you know?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of where you're at in your career is you don't have to worry about it.
Do you understand the main plot of The Hobbit, Jim Norton?
Yes, I do.
Are they trying to get their land back or something?
Yeah, they're trying to recapture something that's been taken from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precious.
Yeah, they want to get some shit back.
Like, who the fuck is Precious?
Precious.
Did you know who's Precious?
I can go.
No, I don't.
Precious.
What?
The ring for not you to go.
With make-believe lawns.
But that was very good. The
was great.
3D was so amazing.
It was great.
It was. I can't stress enough how well that was shot. It
Really?
was- yeah. I understand why people got nauseous. I didn't feel it for the whole movie, just like the first 20 minutes.
No.
But it's a weird experience.
People
No.
got nauseous?
Oh yeah.
No, what's fucked up? Avatar is what? Maybe 3 years old at this
4.
point?
Yeah.
It's already 4.
I bet you.
You sure?
No.
Let's go with 3.
All right.
Just for the argument. The technology between Avatar and The Hobbit is... And when
Right.
you saw Avatar, you're like, wow, it's never going to get better than this. And already, 3 years later, I mean, this movie blows away the Avatar
Really?
shit.
It's that good? Wow.
I can't even explain it.
This new screen.
What did we say yesterday? It's like the old school viewfinder.
It's like
When-
looking at a ViewMaster.
Wow.
The way that
A
will take you
Viewmaster.
out of reality. Yeah.
Remember the Viewmaster
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's all around you? You got the illusion that it's all
Immersed.
immersed. Thank you. That's what you feel watching
Wow.
this new technology. More than 3D. 3D, you kind of know you're looking at 3D and all that.
That's
But this
awesome.
It's more like you
They
feel
don't-
you feel like there's shit going on to the sides of you and possibly even behind you.
Jeez. It's not like those lame 3D where they just throw a watch at you.
I said that too because I'm so sick of movies where like we have to remind you 3D. Look, when they just throw shit that has nothing to do with the movie.
It's true.
This movie, they were confident enough in the story and everything where it's like we filmed it in 3D. They gave you, like Jimmy said, a couple little things, a butterfly, which was kind of cool, and I think a bird.
Yeah.
Besides that, they didn't throw it in your face to remind you. Guess what? 3D.
Right,
How
right.
cool is this shit?
Because they didn't need to. It was there was one scene where they're all walking along a mountain ridge, and they kind of do like a helicopter view over them. But you really felt like you were just hovering over people, looking at them walk. It didn't feel like a movie. It was a really bizarre experience.
And the first spoiler: there's helicopters in The Hobbit.
Yes, it was really weird. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's a helicopter pilot. It's like a Full Metal Jacket scene.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about it, but I don't remember.
There are helicopters in The Hobbit.
I don't think that's.
Yep.
I don't think that's the time that they had.
But that make-believe land shit drives me nuts in these movies, yeah.
Yeah.
With these people, you have no idea.
Oh,
are they bad guys?
Right.
Like if you say...
you must go talk to the Prince of Skanja.
Right.
What?
Is that the Middle East?
Over the Seraphim Mountains and through Laplaps. Ooh, I guess I should feel something.
I have no clue.
Can I plug a little something that Jimmy's going to be a part of?
Sure.
On December 18th here in New York at the Village Underground, we're going to do a live Come to Papa live radio show and free tickets because we just want people to come and have a good time. It's the kind of like a classic radio where Jimmy did the first one and we did like some sketches and stuff like that. And we have
Was it fun?
We have a live band. It was really great. Jimmy was hilarious.
Thank you.
So we're going to do it December 18th, and you can go on the Comedy Cellar, comedycellar.com, and you get your free tickets.
Can I download that one?
Download
the one you just talked about, the first one.
I don't know how the download works.
What?
On demand on the XM.
Well, how about someone give me a copy of that? This
Yeah,
sounds
we'll
like
get you a copy.
Because
I'll have Steve give you a copy.
I got to call out the guys a little bit, getting a little sick of the podcasts. Everyone's just interviewing each other.
Yeah. This is fun.
A lot of smart guys doing podcasts. You got to fucking come up with something a little different and unique.
Change it up. Do a little something
change
different.
it up a little bit. And I'm not pointing at particular shows. Just
Right.
in general, a lot of guys are just interviewing each other.
Yeah, it gets a little
There's so much
snoozy.
more you could be doing in your podcast.
And you know what's interesting?
Oh, my God, there he is.
Starting next week, I have a new show coming on this channel.
Yeah?
Yes.
What is it called?
We don't know what to come up with. It's going to be an advice show, and it's like
who would take advice from you?
You'd be surprised. It's 1 hour on Wednesdays. It'll probably it's from 10 to 11. It's,
Nice.
I hate to step on Sam's toes, but it was the only time I could do it.
No.
And hopefully be replayed on the Comedy Channel once it's up and running. We don't know what to call it right now. Just
Call it Not Sam Show.
That's his name is Not Sam on Twitter. Though.
Call it Better Than Sam.
That could be any show.
True.
Better than Sam, they'd be like, that's a fucking hodgepodge.
Call it another reason he shouldn't get a raise.
Book lady alert. Book lady alert. We just had a book lady alert.
Where's but hold on, it's gonna be
Wait, your
called
advice show.
I don't know what they wanted to call it with something advice in the title, but I'm like, what if it doesn't stay an advice show? I said the Jim Norton show just because it's Jim Norton and that's it.
Just brand your name.
Jim Norton's your friend. Jim Norton
with some shit.
Your friend Jim Norton.
Your friend Jim Norton. Your friend Jim Norton. That's good.
Yeah, you got to have.
I like that, Tom.
Or your pal Jim Norton.
Brand your name.
Your friend Jim Norton.
Your friend Jim Norton.
No, my name was going to be in it anyway, but they wanted they had a couple of suggestions I thought were awful. Jim Norton guidance counselor. I'm like, no, that's
No.
Healing with Jim Norton. I was like,
These sound like romantic comedies.
Your friend Jim Norton.
Your friend Jim Norton.
I like that. Thank you, Tom Papa. Now
You're
watch it just
welcome.
be a big ripoff of somebody else's. I get sued.
No, that sounds good.
That's your friend Marcus Sherbert. That's my show.
Because
Some guy in Des Moines.
then if they call for advice, it's good. But then if you vary off, it still means something.
Your friend Jim Norton. That's the name of my new show coming on next Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I would like Rob Cross and Steve Blatter and Gary, whose last name I don't
quit?
know. Besides quitting, I would like them to take note. That is the name. Your
right.
friend Jim Norton.
Nice. Big things
Thank
happening
you,
here
Tom.
today.
See that? A fresh set of ears.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy holidays. Jim has a new show.
Your friend Jim Norton. Can
its
I help
name.
you?
Happy holidays.
What do you need?
Happy holidays.
Jim has advice for
Where the
your
fuck is Martin
life.
Freeman?
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Why are we being made to wait for Tim from The Office?
Because he doesn't want to do 20 minutes.
Because he's the Hobbit.
He really wants to do 10.
Yeah, what's he hobbling around or something?
He can't find shoes because his feet are so big.
I fed that. Not here, but home. The fuck? Okay.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I hate this song.
Happy holidays.
You don't like this one?
No,
this
I
one.
hate it.
There's way worse.
Jim has a new show.
The chestnuts roasting on an open fire is the worst one. Because no one eats fucking chestnuts anymore. It's stupid.
Friend Jim Norton. Thank you, Tom.
Did they ever eat chestnuts?
We had a friend growing up, and his father would roast the chestnuts. They were
Really?
horrendous.
Ugh.
Yeah, they stink.
They stink. Why would you put it in a Christmas song?
They smell good on the streets.
No, they don't.
They do. No, I like the smell with pretzels and chestnuts.
Yeah.
I also love the smell of fucking
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. What's the holding up, Sam? Do we know?
What happened?
He's backed up because he did probably 4 or 5 short interviews in the last hour here, and so he's backed up. But he's coming in.
When?
When he's done smoking with Wiz Khalifa.
I got to pick up my young son.
Young son.
He's in
Is that by Hinder?
Yes.
Did you find Enemy? Did we do this already?
Enemy.
I don't have the acoustic version.
Enemy.
How backed up is he?
What do you got?
Should only be a
Just
couple
the
minutes.
recorded one.
Yeah, that's
But it's been a
acoustic.
couple minutes.
This one's not acoustic.
Let me hear.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Here he comes. I can tell the way Roland's walking.
Okay, good.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hey, Martin Freeman, how are you, sir?
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, good.
What's going on, man?
We're
We're
on
all
the air.
very big
Welcome.
fans
Big fans of you.
As we speak.
Yeah.
of the British Office, of course. I know you're not here to talk about the British Office, but we just want to acknowledge how great that show was.
Thank you.
And how much we like you.
Yeah,
Thank
we,
you very much.
we love
That's
you.
very kind.
And to start off, we found out today, we saw the movie, and it was unbelievable.
It really was.
you.
You don't even have to promote this. I don't even know why you're here. It's going to
Neither
do.
do I, to be honest. Neither do
gonna
I.
do great.
I think you should just carry on talking and just complimenting me and the
Okay,
film
we can
and
do
my
that.
work generally.
Are they making you do a lot? Are you running all over?
A little bit, yeah, but it's doable. You know,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
All New York?
Yeah, in the States. Yeah, I'm not going across the way.
That's
no.
good.
London next.
It's a good time to be in New York.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like spring.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah, it's been warm.
I know. It's creepy.
It's like
Who would've
60
thought that?
today, I think, at least.
Yeah.
That's
60.
why we're sinking underwater.
It's a little creepy. I mean, you enjoy it, but then you really wonder what the heck's going on.
You do wonder what's going on. Yeah.
You got to
I
wonder.
know.
Yeah.
It's
But
scary.
you're grateful for it. I mean, like,
True.
global warming sucks in the summer, but in December, it's like global warming is not so bad. I'll
so
take
bad,
it.
right?
Climate change and
I
yeah.
do, but only now. You
What
know?
about a white Christmas? Don't you miss a white Christmas?
I've never had a white Christmas. We talked about that earlier. I've never had one. It's always
Yeah, these Christmas songs all talk
Shitty.
about a white Christmas,
Like
and
a
we don't
slate
actually
grey
get one.
Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah, very grey.
Yeah.
Very brown. We get brown Christmases.
Is it warmer in London?
It's about the
I
same,
don't
right?
think so. I think it's colder.
I think it's
Oh,
cold.
it's
Yeah, I think
colder.
it's colder. Yeah.
The Hobbit was. We were blown away, and
Yeah?
and just so you know, I'm not a Lord of the Rings uber geek nerd, whatever you want to call him. I don't, just as a film itself, it's an amazing film.
people.
Well, no, I think he's done brilliantly. Yeah.
I think so.
He's made a really, really good film. I think it's thrilling. You know, it was honestly like I've seen it twice now, and yeah, it's a thrill.
Visually, it's so amazing that
Yeah.
at times I'm like, wow, look at that waterfall over there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, something's happening that I
Yeah,
got to pay
yeah.
attention to.
Yeah.
You start wandering around the screen looking at all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to walk out at one point, and we pointed this out this morning on the air. I didn't know it was happening because I felt nauseous, and I thought that I'd eaten something. I literally felt sick for probably the first half hour.
I didn't
And
know.
other people are getting that, and it's a compliment to how well this 3D is. You feel like it's a weird experience. It doesn't feel like you're watching a movie.
And I know you're going to have an option to see the regular 3D
Yeah.
or this new technology.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you find time to.
So
know.
you saw it in 48 frames as well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that version of it?
Yeah, I've seen. The only 2 times I've seen it has been 3D 48 frames. Yeah. So, but I mean, I think it would.
I think they need a better name
It'll
than
work. You know, either way you see it.
They need a better name than. Did you see it in 48 frames per second?
Yeah, there has to be a cooler name for that.
A cooler
I
name
think
because the
there is.
technology.
I've seen a collection of
High frame
letters.
rate? HFR?
Maybe it's that's the one.
HFR.
HFR. That sounds
that sounds
marginally
cooler, right?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit cooler.
How did you get this role? Because I've heard Peter Jackson was a fan of yours. What actually got you this?
Charm. Money. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a big watcher of British television, I guess, and the odd film I've done. So yeah, I mean, I met him a
Hitchhiker?
while ago. Hitchhikers, yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
you're great in that.
Thank you. I don't really know what he'd seen apart from I know he'd seen Sherlock, and I guess he'd probably seen The Office, I suppose, because he's a big comedy fan. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, fortunately, we never really discussed it, and sometimes it's kind of good not to know what got you something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of get on with it.
Well, I should say, do I know what you mean? I've heard. Not that I've ever gotten anything. So the answer is no, I don't.
Did you have to read for it? Or did you just offer?
I did no. I read for it when it was initially Guillermo del Toro was going to be the director. So I read for it in like early 2010.
Oh wow!
When Guillermo was still the director, but I turned up at the reading in London with this message from Guillermo saying, "Look, we want this to be you. You know, do a good reading because you're the person for us as far as we're concerned," which was a nice little vote of confidence anyway. And then as time went on, Guillermo left the project and Peter came on, and he made it very clear all the time that I was still their number one choice. So yeah, it was nice. It always felt like it was my job. It was a strange situation. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it was lovely.
What a relief.
How much of your scenes were done with green screen?
A fair few. I mean, it was definitely.
What percentage you think? Because at times you're not even sure if it's green screen.
Yeah, I know. I know. When I've seen the film, I can't fully remember sometimes.
Really?
Because it is so. You know, the people at Weta Digital, the digital people down there are so amazing.
Right.
There are scenes in it that I can't even remember whether that was in a green screen or if that was a real tree.
Right.
A lot of it is a mixture of both.
Sure.
So there would be, like half a set, so that the foreground would be, would be real stuff,
right,
and then the background would be green. But it's a real, it felt kind of 50-50 or maybe 60-40 real,
Wow. How odd is it to see something and remember shooting it and then just see like birds or whatever, all these odd things thrown into your...
Absolutely. I was doing, when we were looping the film, a few months ago, and I would be, I'd be looping scenes, we know what looping is? Like, and where there would be unfinished CG in the background, and I thought, oh god, they've still got that to do. And then a couple of months later, it's an entire universe.
Wow.
It's like I won't give away anything, but the climax of this first film, where we're carried away. I'm miming everyone. I'm miming.
Yeah.
But that bit. That was really unfinished, even when I was doing it a couple of months ago, and it looks stunning. It just looks so good, But there are digital artists who individually spend their entire 2 years just making sure that foot is on that rock, or making sure that droplet of water falls properly. It's the sort of minutiae of work is is unbelievable.
So it costs like $30,000 to make.
It costs no, it's $50,000.
$50,000.
This is an expensive.
Yeah, that's for the 48 frames, or 4FRs we like to call it. And when you guys would, we asked Ricky when he was in too, because what was amazing to me, Gervais.
Oh, sure.
The original. I forgot his last name actually.
Sure.
The amazing part about that show is it looked so improv, and it's hard to make scripted things look improv, but he said no, it was very carefully
It was. I mean, yes, it was scripted. So I wouldn't say it was improvised, but I would also say it was loose. I mean, there are lines that I know are mine in it, and there are lines that I know are, because in the moment they encouraged you to bring what you're going to bring to it. But yeah, it was absolutely scripted, but it's also true that it was loose.
What do you think? Because I think that show does something for me in a weird way that most shows don't do. It's different than just a regular comedy. What do you think it is about those 12 episodes in the Christmas special that make that show? It's really a masterpiece.
Thank you.
What do you think it is about it that makes it that?
I think a big part of it is Ricky and Stephen Merchant's determination to keep it, in-house, I mean, they turned up as two people who didn't have a track record, who managed to write and direct their own show for the BBC, which is pretty rare, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, to have no kind of background in that and to come on and just have the determination because you know you have the ability to make the show you want to make and not give any of it away. It was a lot of it is down to their taste. I do think it's a beautiful show. You know, I'm extremely
amazing.
proud of it. You know, whether I was in it or not, I know I would have liked it. You know,
Is there a thing when? Because it was 12 or 13?
12
and a
14,
Christmas
including
special.
the 2 Christmas specials. Yeah,
And in the States, you know, they try and do
sure.
like 100,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
get to syndication and do
Yeah.
all that. Is there a feeling like, oh no, we're doing good work, so that's cool, we can end at 13, or do you feel like, oh, we should be doing 100 like the States?
to be honest, I always, that was one of the things I most admired about Ricky and Steve was that they called it a day.
Right.
I love the fact that it was finite, and I love the fact that it had an end.
Yeah.
I think, you know, there are some shows that can go on for 100 and 200 episodes, and they're good.
Right.
But some of them aren't, you know, and I just think it's much better to end something when it's still good. You know?
Is it different in British TV where, you know, these series don't go on forever like we have in America?
They don't. I mean,
they
no,
just
there
don't
isn't-
in
There isn't
general.
the financial incentive. That, you know, that thing is, so reaching syndication and then you can all print your own money.
Right.
There just isn't that sort of culture.
So the
in
average
Britain.
show would go only 2 or 3 years over there, right?
No, I mean there are lots that would go 5 or 6 or 7. You know, there are. You know, I mean, The Office was conspicuously short.
Yeah.
You know,
One more season, you probably are thinking. One
Yeah,
more
I
season
think-
would have been
but-
nice.
Absolutely. Well, I love the fact that it was so short. I loved it. I think because also for everyone involved, you know, Fawlty Towers was probably the blueprint of it, and that's 12 episodes as well. You know?
That's amazing.
Fawlty Towers is only 12
I know,
episodes.
and the impact of
Are you
it, like,
kidding me?
and the
No, it's
impact
2.
of it, like The Office, in your mind, it's just as big as something that went to syndication. Or
I
had
felt like
100
that.
episodes.
Wow, I thought
Yeah,
that
12
was,
episodes.
Yeah.
And this is the longest running show I think in history is in Britain. It begins with a C. It's the soap opera.
Coronation
There
Street.
you go,
Yes,
Coronation
yes, yes.
Street.
I mean, that's been going since 1960. Yeah.
It's like, how
But,
can you be so wrapped up in one story that you're 60 years in?
Well, there's lots of stories. It's a very rich tapestry. But yeah, as far as that half-hour comedy thing is concerned, it's rare for things to go on and on and on. You know, like because the thing is, in this country, it's also written differently. You know, the teams of writers, that's a whole different way of doing things, and people kind of get. You know, I've heard Americans get sniffy about, by series 10 of Friends, how about? But I think, well, by series 10 of Friends, I was still laughing 4 times an episode. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's still pretty good, actually.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
By episode 500 of The Simpsons, I'm still pretty good, actually. You know, I just think it depends on what the show is. Some shows
Well, they
won't
can play
last
off
that,
pop
but-
culture too. So
Yeah.
that's endless if you think about it.
But you know what's so great too is the way that The Office didn't go for certain jokes. Like they would just leave certain uncomfortable moments hanging. Like when he introduces you as Tim Canterbury and he just goes, the Canterbury Tales. Like what a dumb shithead thing to say that is.
The thing that tipped it over for me of being between being very good and being great actually is that they committed to the thing of it being a docu, you know, sort of mockumentary thing. And of course there are always going to be cheats around that because it's not just a you know, otherwise you'd never cut away or anything, you know. But I just think we committed stylistically to that more than most of those things do.
Right.
There wasn't winking to the unless it was my character knowingly breaking the fourth wall and
Right,
looking
of
down
course.
the barrel. But there wasn't a lot of winking to the camera and telling the audience this is where the joke is.
Right.
I mean, you know, the first episode was reviewed pretty kind of. Up and down, you know, people were going, "Who is this guy?" You know, he's got this David Brent character. He's fluffing his lines. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's you know, what a lot of people did not know it was a fictional show.
Yeah, because it was brand new. They didn't know what to make
but
of
also
it.
because we weren't going, hey, we're making a comedy
Right.
show about a document. You know, it's like, and again, another massive thing for all. You know, one of the things I bonded with Ricky over was it was Lauren and Hardy, The Simpsons, and Spinal Tap, and those were the things that kind of they were all in there. You know, they were all in
absolutely.
there. You know? I mean, my looks to the camera were pure Oliver Hardy.
Absolutely.
But your ability, like just listening to you talk now, it's not that much different. I mean, I think as Tim, you were more of a nervous or unsure guy, and you're more confident. But it also is the same as kind of like watching you in The Hobbit. It was like, and I love the fact that I hate when they say that you play the guy, not the uniform. Like you didn't play a Hobbit, you just played. It seemed like a real person who was a hobbit. There was something about that was very easy to connect with, and I found it very interesting to watch.
He's different from other hobbits you've met.
Yeah, I've met quite a few. I've fucked more than my share. But
Speaking of The Hobbit, I mean, we don't want to give too much away, obviously. That's why we're talking around the whole movie. But Stephen Philly writes, some purists are angry that The Hobbit was split into 3 films, not just one. Excuse me, not just one.
Yeah.
Why?
it's a-
If you love The Hobbit, don't you want to see more of it?
This movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it wasn't slow at all. So I can't imagine you squeeze all that into one film.
No, I mean, both times I've seen it, I must admit, for real, I thought we had about an hour to go when we reached the end. I was like, "Gosh, is that really it?" You know, it goes along at such a lick.
Absolutely.
I wanted
you
more.
didn't want this film to end.
No, dude, there was something happening. I won't say what it was right before the end, and I'm like, oh no.
This
oh
is
no!
it.
And then all of a sudden, the fucking it ended. I was like, "Fuck!" I knew they were going to do that, and it was like I wanted more of it. I really enjoyed
Well,
this.
I'm glad.
I took my brother and his 12-year-old son, 13-year-old son, and that's what they said as soon as the film ended. They're like, "Oh, we got to wait a year." He was losing his mind.
Yeah,
but there's no way you could put the 3 films into one. There's no way.
I don't think so. And also because, Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, who are the co-writers and the producers of the film, they love Tolkien, and they know Tolkien better than anyone else I know, maybe apart from Stephen Colbert. But they are fanatical about getting detail in and getting points in the story across that the purists will actually love, because so they don't have to skate across it and just be kind of surface with it. They want to really present you with the story.
Sure.
Are they all done?
No, we go back next year to because we were going to go back next year when it was going to be 2 films. We had pickups to do. I mean, we've got to sort of shoot the denouement of the whole story. There's a big battle we've got to do.
Right.
So we've got to go back anyway, and now it's going to be 3 films that will be elongated that period.
Yeah, that's great.
There's a lot of comedy in this film too. A lot more comedy than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there is, but there's more
And I
comedy
like
in the
that.
book. You know what I mean? I like the tone of The Hobbit as a book is lighter, and it's a
See, I
bit
didn't
more
know that.
familial. Yeah, it's kind of more. I mean, it's a lot of people's first books. You
Right.
know, like a lot of friends of mine, that was the first book they read or had read to them.
I think I'm going to finally read The Hobbit.
Yeah, I will.
After all
Yeah.
these years.
I know.
But I like not knowing where it goes too. I kind of like. You don't have to be a Hobbit fan to like the movie. Like I like not knowing
It's funny you
what
said
was happening.
It's funny you say that because my brother, I go to him. Did you know everything that was going to happen? He goes, and he looked at me like, "Yeah, idiot. I've read The Hobbit 10 times. Of course I know."
Yeah.
They're telling us that we
Yeah,
have
you
to
gotta
wrap
go. This
Martin
stinks.
because he has other press.
We'd like to go long form with you one day, Martin.
Well,
next time you come back
sexual?
Yeah. Yes, that's with you in the middle and 2 of us asking questions from.
Yeah.
It's tough to get everything in 15 minutes, but please come back and
That
see
also
us.
sounds sexual. Stop coming on to me.
I'll be your straight man. Fuck it.
See, that doesn't sound sexual. It comes out in, I think the 14th is the date.
Correct.
10 days to go.
And
Wow.
it's the greatest shot film I've ever seen. And you don't have to be a Tolkien fan to like the movie because I knew nothing about. I've never seen Lord of the Rings, and I loved it. And you're brilliant, man. I think you're a great actor.
Your performance was
Great.
amazing.
Thank you
Martin.
very much.
Martin Freeman from The Hobbit.
Bravo.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks,
Yeah,
folks.
that's it.
The Opie and Anthony Show is pretty much over. This show will be available later today with SiriusXM On Demand. After ONA Live is next.